every single time. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome
What's the name
to
of the show?
A Blockbuster Year.
Oh, that's right.
I'm Brandon. With me always is Jay, and tonight we're talking about, as Gannon Appleby put it, Goonies in Space, Explorers, the Joe Dante film. Let's pop in the tape.
Oh, shit. Okay. Here we go. Popping in the tape. We've also got another guest over here. By the way, I'm Jay Ryan. I'm in Los Angeles. Brandon is up in British Columbia, Canada. We've got Dustin Mario Johnson with us this evening in from Seattle. And then sitting over here in the chair, who's crashing the show, I just told him to sit over here, is Gibson. Is it Gibson Reedy?
Yeah, so legally it's Gibson Jaskowski. That's my Polish name. But Gibson Reedy is my industry, much easier name.
But we met Gibson all together up at the Goonies anniversary.
And I have a shirt on, so see, we're matching.
This is ridiculous.
And you got your Goonies? Yes, this is awesome. Really
I didn't. I wore an ET shirt.
That's
How
still
dare
good.
you, Brandon.
Still good.
Yeah.
And then I got a shout out a friend who sent me a postcard the other day that if you've been up to Astoria, you know where this is. And the lighting is a little shitty, but
That is the
it's
Goonies
the
house.
Goonies house before it was restored. But they sent me a postcard sending you a piece of your favorite place. Goonies never say die, Lauren. That's awesome. I'm really excited about this one, buddy, because I loved this movie growing up.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed 2/3 of it. Let's put it that way.
Oh, well said.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. Even as a kid, I would agree with that statement.
Yeah. I was watching the first 25, 30 minutes of this movie, and I was like, oh my god, is this like a undiscovered gem? How have I never seen this before? I am so in love with this. And then the end kind of we'll get there, but it fell a little flat for me in 2025.
I think.
I had different feelings about that.
And I cannot wait to get into all of that. Gibson, have you seen Explorers?
I have, yes.
Okay.
And I'm agreeing with you. I think the third act is a little bit I don't know, but
Yeah, I think it wraps up okay, but there is the portion that we all are talking about that is a little rough.
Yeah. Real quick, Jay. Gibson, we can't hear him very well.
Oh, right, because I didn't turn his mic on.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get too much of an echo. Thank you everybody for waiting. We were having some technical difficulties coming in, but we're all here. We're all audible, which is good.
He's
Hey,
further away
Brandon,
from you.
how
I
does
think we
this
should
sound
be good.
now? Because I actually hooked my mic up to my phone.
Oh, that's yeah. It sounds good.
Okay,
It does
good.
sound good. Thanks for being here for rehearsal, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. This is the rehearsal episode that we'll do the whole episode later, but this is just the rehearsal.
I think I would call this movie, as a kid I loved it. Upon the 2025 rewatch, as you just mentioned, I would call it uneven, but not in the way a lot of movies are uneven. It's just that some parts are really good and some parts aren't.
Yeah, and I do actually believe a lot of the issues came from production and some of the decisions that needed to be made quickly by Joe Dante, and the way he was sort of forced into releasing this film as it is by Paramount.
Wow. Okay. Did not know that.
Yeah. Explorers, directed by Joe Dante. Joe Dante is an incredible director. He is such a film nerd, such a Looney Tunes nerd. We all know Joe Dante from Gremlins 1 and 2. My personal favorite Joe Dante film is actually Small Soldiers.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Well, but that's the film that came out when I was, 1998. So I was is it 98 or 99? But I was like 6 or 7
Small
years
Soldiers
old.
was 98.
Yeah. So I was 6 years old when Small Soldiers came out, and I had that VHS tape, and I loved that movie so much. In fact, actually, they just re-released it on 4K this year, and watching it in 4K, I was just blown away with how good all of the Stan Winston practical effects look in Small Soldiers. So I mean, Joe Dante's an icon. Any
For
other
me, it's the
Joe
Burbs.
Dante?
I
Yes.
love the Burbs so much.
Yes.
Inner Space.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Nicole's favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, Inner Space is one of my favorite ones. Me and my sister growing up, we always thought one
my
day
God,
we're
yeah.
going to get big and then we're going to get small again.
And Martin Short is so good in Inner Space. He's fantastic. What about you, Gibson? Favorite Joe Dante?
I was going to say Inner Space, so I'm seconding off Inner Space. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Martin Short,
Nice.
Dennis
I know.
Quaid, they're
I know.
all so
Yeah.
good in it.
And I think,
And it just
Gremlins
goes
is
to
a
show-
great movie, but this guy has like a great library of films, and I bet the general population only is like the Gremlins guy, and you're like,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
but also all these other things, you know.
Yeah.
But
well,
wait,
even,
there's more.
Yeah,
even
right,
like
right.
Matinee with John Goodman. It's like a really fun movie.
I don't think I've ever seen Matinee with John Goodman.
Yeah, it's pretty
Make
cool.
a note. Making a
That's
note
good one.
here.
That's a sleeper right there.
Yeah, John Goodman. Who else is in it? Can't remember.
Two E's on Matinee.
yeah.
Was that early 90s?
I think it's like 94 or something like that.
Oh, it's way more recent than I would
Yeah.
have thought.
Yeah, but yeah.
think,
So
yeah.
I mean, so Joe Dante, made Explorers. It's a script written by a gentleman named Eric Luke, who didn't really write a lot of other films, but he wrote some TV. He wrote a lot for the Gargoyles animated show. He wrote for the 2003 Ninja Turtles animated series, and then he wrote a bunch for the animated Tales of the Crypt Keeper, which is another that was like right in my pocket growing up. That animated Tales from the Crypt Keeper series.
I didn't even know that
loved it
existed.
so
I loved
much.
Tales from the Crypt growing up. This
Yeah.
is where the age difference shows itself.
Yeah, that is true. That does happen. Yeah, and like two film debuts with Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix, and like it's incredible the performances that these children give. Especially, I think River Phoenix in this movie is really good because
Yeah.
he plays this dork Wolfgang so well. I was so impressed with how he his performance as this science nerd. And that's what I was alluding to. Like, seriously, in the first half an hour of this movie, I was like, this is the greatest movie I've never seen.
Yep.
I can't. I'm so in love with everything on this movie. The
The
aesthetic,
adventure is everything we
Yes.
wanted as a kid.
Young Ethan Hawke's Ben being obsessed with like sci-fi movies. You know,
He's watching
like,
the original War of the Worlds.
Brandon, when was the first time you saw this movie?
this week.
Seriously?
Yeah, I had never seen Explorers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so this show was my first watch. But
Oh.
instantly, as soon as it opens up and Ben is watching War of the Worlds, oh man, this kid, he's got
Like
issues
while he
of,
sleeps, it's on in the background while he sleeps.
And it's super loud too, right?
he's got issues. He's got issues of Starlog magazine on his table. I actually, fun fact, you only see a little bit of the logo sticking out on the table of the Starlog, but that was enough. The white background. This is a similar issue, but not the same issue. I was able to track down the issue that he has. Unfortunately, it's not one that I have, but
How
it is-
dare you, Brandon?
Yet.
It is exactly. It is issue number 84. And the cool thing about it is on the cover of that Starlog is Gremlins. So
Oh, hilarious. No
it's like-
coincidences.
Yes, it's a Joe Dante putting an Easter egg in his own movie of Gremlins. But seriously, like I love all these movies that Ben, little Ethan Hawke is referencing. This Island Earth with the Metal Mutant, classic, underrated Universal monster, Forbidden Planet, a serious Leslie Nielsen,
Yep.
like another classic, Robbie the Robot, and then this is the poster he has on his bedroom. It came
Yep,
from
It
outer
came from
space.
outer space.
So
Classics.
I seriously, like 15 seconds into this movie, it's a young Ethan Hawke who I do like as an actor. He's a sci-fi nerd. Then I meet River Phoenix, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm so in on this movie. And
Honestly, the third kid who we'll
Jason-
talk about
Jason.
him, Jason,
Yeah.
exactly.
Jason Preston.
Darren, he actually impressed me. I don't want to say more than the other two, but just as much as the other two, which is a lot to say when the other two are
Yeah.
the other two.
and exactly, and that's the only reason I didn't include him in that discussion is because he did not become River Phoenix from
Right.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Stand by Me, or Ethan Hawke from Training Day, the Before trilogy, the new Black Phone series,
Boyhood.
right?
Wasn't Jason Preston in? Wasn't he in Gremlins though?
Yeah,
Gremlins 2.
2, the second one.
Oh, and 2. That's what
New
it was.
batch.
Yes, he's in Gremlins 2, and he plays
been
the
a while.
yogurt guy.
And when I was a kid, I had a VHS of this movie. I've never seen it since I was a kid. I don't even know if you could find it anymore, but it was called Saturday the 14th. It was like a spoof
Yes.
on Friday the 13th, and he was in that.
Cool.
Where they
Okay.
moved to like a haunted house, and there's all
Yeah.
this shit happens.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But other than that, not much other work. I think he maybe did 4 movies in
No.
his career.
No,
Some TV.
I honestly I don't. The only
He did
thing I
like
have written
7, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
the only thing I have written down to tell
No,
people
yeah,
essentially was Gremlins 2.
Got it.
Yogurt guy.
If you guys don't mind, I'll just blast through some comments in the background while we're talking.
Yes.
Renee says, "Hi, this movie sounds like it's very Goonies-like. Parts of it are very Goonies-like."
For sure.
Yes.
Again, an app would be Goonies in Space. We sort
That's
of
what I was
agree on
referring
that
to.
one.
Goonies
Junior
in
Ratana's
space.
here.
What up, Junior?
Hey, Space Cadets, all it takes is a dream and a little weird science. Pump for this Explorers review. This is somebody who watches the intro. Bitter Troll. To the Thunder Road. I thought that was very cool. I like, Brandon, by the way, all of your promotional stuff where you used the Springsteen song. I thought that was
You know
very
what's
cool.
funny about that is the first promo I made, I hadn't seen the movie, so I didn't know what song to use, so I chose David Bowie's Starman because it's on the nose.
Right.
And then after seeing the movie, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm putting in Thunder Road. Like,
Yep.
there's no
Oh,
way
yeah.
I'm not doing Thunder Road."
Dave Knight from
What up,
from-
Dave? How you doing,
from
bud?
Astoria. He likes that I give him a new title every time. I've just about
The
made him mayor of the
Oregonian.
town. I've called him the location manager for the state. I know he helps and runs the film. What is it? The film museum.
Museum.
there.
Yeah.
Oregon Film Museum. Evening all. Let's get to it. Yes, I know. We're sorry we're late, everybody. We had to do a
Steve,
little
how's
bit
it
of
going,
technical
Steve?
stuff. Small soldiers.
Everybody will remember Steve from our Clue episode.
Oh, hey, Steve. What's up, man? Matinee with 2 E's. Excellent period piece. Jay, I DM'd you. Awesome. Thank you. We had the chance to meet Joe Dante at Crypticon Seattle 24. True genius of genre filmmaking. Couldn't agree more.
Totally.
I noticed
Yeah.
he definitely has a look because the evening scenes of whatever town this is supposed to be where these kids live reminded me very much of all of the
Maryland?
scenes in Burbs. The way the street lights
Yeah.
had a little bit of glow and the blueness of the sky. Saturday the 14th is one of my favorite cheesy movies. Is it still good? I haven't seen it in 30 years. Oh, wow. Everybody
Right.
agrees.
There
Okay.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
And Trey's Medlock. Awesome.
What's happening, Trace?
I'll try to be current with the comments as much as I can. We got 4 people here, so it'll be a lot.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix? Any other roles, performances that stick out before we get going into?
Well, there's so
Iconically,
many
Last
people in
Crusade
this.
for River Phoenix.
Yeah.
James Cromwell plays his dad. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that I know that I did write down James Cromwell from Babe.
Have you seen some Bug Bomb?
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do.
It felt very 80s where the jocks are making fun of the nerds, knocking the books out of their hands, spilling their
classic.
lunch. It felt very like, oh, what's up, Biff? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll get into some of that stuff because one of the other interesting things about this, and again, I will shout the praises of Shout Factory. This is my copy of Explorers, and it actually contains 2 discs because one is the home video version, basically the Joe Dante approved version, and the other is the theatrical version which has additional scenes in it, and it has one scene that's not in both versions, or was cut from the theatrical version.
Wow.
Whoa, man! I didn't know
So
that.
I do have those written down, and we'll talk about them. But I did watch both versions.
You are really a trooper. That's amazing.
All in 1 week.
Real.
Yeah, exactly.
Real.
And I watched War of the Worlds, and I was gonna watch War of the Worlds, and then I realized
Overachiever.
Right.
on my Criterion release there is audio commentary featuring filmmaker Joe Dante, film historian Bob Burns, and author Bill Warren. So instead, I watched War of the Worlds with Joe Dante's commentary.
Amazing. And Bob Burns, as in like it came from Bob's basement, right?
I actually don't know. He's a film historian, so potentially.
Yeah, I think so.
That would make sense.
There's a book called It Came from Bob's Basement. I only found out about it because our mutual friend Bob Gale told me about it when we were talking time machine stuff way back when we had, official actual time machine parts and everything. And he goes, if you haven't read this book, you got to read it. And it's about this guy, Bob Burns, who somehow got a hold of the original time machine from the H.G. Wells movie, and it was just put in his basement, and he saved it basically from what the studios ended up liquidating all of the stuff that was in the building, and it only exists today because he had it in his basement.
Cool.
And now it's in museums or whatever.
Sure. Wow.
Yeah. Ironically, this film also contains something that was saved from being thrown in the dump.
I know what it is.
Yes. So the only other person maybe to mention is Robert Picardo. Most people
favorite.
Yes. Most people probably know Robert Picardo from Star Trek Voyager. I am not a Star Trek fan. It's not that I dislike Star Trek. I'm a Star Wars guy, and so Star Trek has never been my connection point. Are you a Star Trek?
I'm a Next Generation fan, and I'm also a fan when it came to Inner Space because he was in Inner Space as well.
Well, Robert Picardo, much like another actor, Dick Miller, appears in a ton of Joe Dante films.
Dick Miller is so good in this movie. I love him, even though he's only in it for a few minutes. I love it. Technically wise, Dustin, can you back off from your mic, and Brandon, can you get closer to yours just for some balance?
For some levels.
What about now?
It's better. You're just
we're so many different mics, so many different places.
I know, right?
How am I, Jay? Am I doing? Is that better?
You guys are awesome. Okay. Thank you.
So Robert Picardo has been in 8 Joe Dante films, but he plays the alien Whack that we meet later in the film.
He plays two roles.
He also plays Star Killer in the fake 50s Italian space sci-fi movie that Joe Dante made for Explorers. For the drive-in
drive-in sequence, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is like when it first came on, I didn't know about it being like a fake movie, and I recognized Robert Picardo without knowing it was Robert Picardo, and I was like, what movie is this? I was like, I don't know this one. I was like, it's not Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's got to be something. And then subsequently in the credits, when they show Robert Picardo's credit, and it's Whack, but then they also show an image of Star Killer, and I was like, oh my god, it's so cool that Joe Dante made his own 50s cheap sci-fi movie for this film.
Well, I know it's jumping ahead a little bit, but can I ask you something about that? Because I made a note on something that bothered me about that scene, and it always has, even since I was a little kid. Do you want to wait till we get there later?
We don't have to.
Okay.
I think I have an idea of what you're going to talk about.
Oh, go ahead. See if you can predict my mind.
Please. I'm curious if I'm right.
When the Thunder Road breaks through the snack
Exactly what I was
bar,
thinking. Yes.
Star Killer and the girl on screen break the fourth wall. They are
react.
reacting to what's happening at the drive-in, which is not possible, of course. And it bothered me as a kid, and it bothered me today.
I didn't understand it but I think it was just a choice, and it's trying to be funny. It's trying to make a joke.
Yeah,
But
clearly.
their spaceship is crashing in the film.
Okay.
And it is a weird cut to. I will agree with you that I was like, I don't like that.
Because he's like setting the set back up and everything,
Yeah.
you know, the little thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
One of the cool things about that sequence, I learned, and when I watched the film the second time, they're all speaking a different language, and they're all dubbed. So if you watch their
Amazing.
lips, they're all speaking what would be like Italian, right? So this would be some like Italian sci-fi 50s, 60s film that has been dubbed in English and is playing as a midnight movie at this drive-in. So next time you watch Explorers, watch the lips in that scene of Robert Picardo as Starkiller and the actress and the other actor, and they're all speaking non-English.
God, that's crazy. Oh man, there's a lot of love
also
for Saturday
think-
the 14th. I can't believe it. I didn't think anybody would know that movie.
I know the cover. I've never actually seen Saturday the 14th.
I mean, I enjoyed it as a kid. I don't know how good it was.
The
About a
name
boy, Ethan Hawke, yeah.
Starkiller is, I'm going to assume, maybe a reference to Star Wars, because that was Luke Skywalker's original last name. It was Luke Starkiller was his
No
original
kidding?
name. Yeah.
Was it too
And-
violent? Because he does blow up a
probably.
star at one point during that thing, right? Or
Yeah.
Death Star.
Yeah. I'm going to assume so.
Okay.
And let's chat about Dick Miller a little bit, unless anybody has any other thoughts on Robert Picardo, because we're going to talk about him more
I've
as
met
we
that
get
guy.
into
He's
it.
really, really nice. Really,
Robert
really
Picardo?
nice. I can't even remember where. I just know I was like, I know you from something. Yeah, I was introduced to him. It must have been Comic-Con or something. Must have been
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Yeah. So you're a Star Trek fan, Dustin.
I am.
So is Robert Picardo is he a popular character? Like I really
was
don't
on-
know. I
on-
don't have any frame of reference.
Yeah, because he was on I think he was on Voyager, and I think he was on Next Generation, and I want to say
Deep Space Nine, maybe?
I think the new one, like the Academy one, I think he's on that
okay.
too as well. But yeah, he was like I think a medical officer on that.
Yeah.
But with
the
a lot
older
of
one.
screen time.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I want to say he had quite a bit of episodes. He was a reoccurring character.
Yeah. I know he's on a couple episodes of Seth MacFarlane's The Orville.
Mhm.
And I remember
Oh,
knowing.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay. I remember
Comic-Con
watching the episodes and people online being excited that Robert Picardo was in The Orville because he's from Star Trek. And that's really like my only frame of reference. I love The Orville, but I've never really watched a ton of Star Trek.
Not even the movies?
No, yeah, I just grew up
No.
with it.
I feel like you'd like the movies.
I'm very interested in Star Trek, but it is one of those things that it is so gargantuan that I've never committed or decided where to start.
It's a deep rabbit hole too, because there's
It's
Yeah.
it's like Star Wars. There's so many
though.
different versions.
You just have to pick one and then just go with it.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that. Just pick one and
Like
binge.
pick Next Generation and then just watch them, and then go to the original movies and watch all the movies. Like you
That's
can't
literally what
bounce
I agree
around
with
at all
everything
to
you
any
said.
of them.
Yeah,
That is
maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'm fine with my Star Wars right now.
Dustin, I couldn't agree with you more there. Watch Next Generation and then go to the movies, because the movies catch you back up. Yeah.
I've always been
Exactly.
interested. I've always been interested in that one where they like go to Earth and it's like the 80s or
That's
something.
part 4. I love that, where they go to San
Yeah.
Francisco and save the whales.
Yeah,
That's,
To
I
save
saw
the
that in the
humpback
theater.
whales.
Wow.
The only one I've ever seen in the theater.
Wow, that's
I've
great.
seen so many clips and images from that film, and like there's something, even as a non-Star Trek fan, I'm like, there is something so exciting about seeing these characters in like plain clothes in San Francisco. So I've always been so curious about that one.
I would have loved to have been in the room when they pitched that idea. Here's what we're doing for the next movie, and the executives were probably like,
So we're going to go back in time to
Right.
present day USA.
I guess at that point they had so much momentum going. They were like, "All right, go ahead, shoot it. We'll see how it turns out." It is a good one.
Do whatever
Dustin,
you
remind
want.
me,
Talk
isn't
to
it like
humpback whales.
the year 2600 or something for Star Trek? Don't they say when it is? It's like
Oh
way in
yeah,
the
it
future.
was. Yeah, Stardate was way in the future. So yeah.
Yeah. So they went way back in time to 1985 or whatever it was to do that. Yeah. Oh, I love that one though.
That's
my
awesome.
my friend Michael Mann, who was Harold Ramis's brother-in-law, he worked on that movie as the location manager, and he had a lot of great stories. Because it was shot all around here too,
Sure.
as well, like L.A. and San Fran.
Very cool.
We have to talk about the makeup effects head on this film because he is an icon. His name
We
is
should say
Rob-
ILM too did the special effects, right?
ILM did the special effects, but all of the makeup, like the alien suits, are Rob Bottin, and I know him the most from John Carpenter's The Thing. He did all of the makeup, all of the practical makeup effects for The Thing, and the most amazing part about it is he kind of did most of it himself. He is famously. Oh, I think we lost Dustin.
Oh,
He,
sorry, Dustin. I'm coming back. I don't know what happened there.
No, I think his.
Oh, his
stream
feed dropped
went-
out. You're right.
Yeah, I think his feed dropped out. So Rob Bottin famously was up for days and nights in a row doing all of this sculpting and all of these incredible effects for The Thing. And The Thing is a fantastic film. It is like a perfect example of like slow burn, tension, all this stuff. But I know for me, the thing that always brings me back is the incredible special effects in that movie, like the spider head, the Wilford Brimley doing the chest compressions and the chest opens up and rips off Wilford Brimley's arms, the dog alien.
God.
It's just so the same guy that did all of that fucked up shit for The Thing created the funny, goofy alien for Explorers.
I mean, I will say this: while I don't necessarily like the design of the aliens, it was very well done. They were incredibly well animated. You know, you
Yep.
could kind of see how it was with the human mouth and where they could see out with the eyes and
yeah.
then the fake eyes.
Yeah.
But whatever. The illusion, I'm sure, as a kid, was probably much.
Did
More
anybody
defined.
else get Slimer vibes?
Yeah, well, because of the shape, right?
The little yes, there's exactly there's that profile shot when he's hiding, and I was
And
like,
the
oh,
color.
it's yeah, of course, it's Slimer with arms and legs, or I guess legs.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's a good point. And only a year later too, or probably about the same
Yeah.
time.
At the same time. Yeah,
He also did all the effects on RoboCop, which is obviously has that classic Alex Murphy death scene.
Oh, seriously? That's
Yeah.
like one of the most traumatizing experiences from my childhood.
Yes.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh my God. It took me forever to start liking the 70s show because I was like, that guy's not all right.
Yeah,
he's not okay.
evil.
I can't do it.
Yeah, so he is a classic effects artist. Worked on The Fog, The Thing, The Howling, which is another Joe Dante film. We're not going to talk about The Howling for this show, but we will be talking about The Howling 2, Your Werewolf's a Sister, or its other title is like, what is it? Bitch Wolf or something?
Oh my God.
He also did Legend, so we're all the Tim Curry makeup for Legend was Rob Bottin, and David Fincher's Seven, which is also
Ooh,
another like
What's in the box?
the scenes in which Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt like walk into are like they're like vomit inducing. Sometimes they're pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I
And he
mean-
was in charge of all that stuff.
There's a couple that like still traumatize me. The guy in the bed gasping
Yes,
for air that
I
you think
know.
he's dead and he's not, and then also the gluttony one at the table was
Yes.
rough.
That
rough.
one specifically for me. When I saw it, I was like, jeez. What a
Goes down
career
to-
that guy had.
Goes down to smell the pot and he's "Ah!"
I got to
Brandon, you're
see
giving us
Seven.
PTSD.
Right.
I got to see Seven in IMAX.
Whoa.
I guess was it? It must have been earlier this year, for an anniversary screening. And yeah, that room is terrifying with all of the the sloth room with all of the air fresheners, and then yes, he wakes up from his comatose or whatever.
He looks like he's
in,
long
'cause I
dead,
think
like he's decomposing
yeah,
there
exactly.
in the bed.
Yes.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness. So
What a great Halloween Horror
Seven
Nights
is-
that whole house would be, or all of those rooms would be.
And I don't really
my
think people
goodness.
necessarily think of that as a horror film, but like it could certainly. I mean, it's maybe not the most scary horror film in the world, but it could fall in a horror category.
Probably psychological thriller, but
Definitely.
there's some
Yeah.
gross stuff.
But
that
walk
would-
through haunts on that movie, that would be incredible.
Ugh.
that would be a really incredible haunted house.
Yes.
To go through all of those seven deadly sins, and
Yeah.
you have John Doe popping out.
Yeah.
You got a what's in the box, and then you got a Morgan Freeman popping out like John Doe has the upper hand.
I love it.
Oh
All
man,
right.
that would be freaky.
I
hope
just
Dustin
so you
comes
know, I've
back.
messaged Dustin. So if he, I mean,
Okay.
he'll, you know, if he can, maybe he's rebooting. Who knows? Maybe his phone died.
Good thing we have a backup guest for all the technical issues we're having tonight.
I know. And by the way, it's not even a software update. Everything's working great.
By the way, those of you at home, I'm sure you realize this, but this guy is the co-host of the show, and he's like the technical director. Like,
Yeah.
he's a one-man broadcast crew here.
You know-
This is amazing.
I appreciate the praise, but it's so much easier to do this show than it is to do late night playset because I literally have to cut live. I'm doing this all
Yeah.
from the.
That's you?
I'm doing it right now. Look at the monitors.
Jeez.
So yeah, I'm doing it like while we have a conversation.
You're using both your left and right brains to do this. This
Yeah.
is very impressive.
It's the only thing I can do that with, though. Nothing else.
I'm very, very impressed.
But I appreciate the praise.
Yes.
Sorry, Brandon. You still there? He's like, what
Yep,
show
I'm-
are we
I'm
doing?
still here. Yeah, I know. What show is this? Is this Late Night Playset or is this Blockbuster Year?
There's so many comments. Next generation, then DS9. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, let's hit some more comments because we're in a lull right now. We're gonna transition.
Bitter Troll, The Voyage Home. Yeah, right. I'll watch Star Trek with you, Brandon, says Renee. Nice, Renee. That's Mrs. Brandon.
I love it.
Renee, it was so nice to meet
Brandon.
you when you were here. I'm really bummed that I only got to see you guys the one day you came to this show.
Yeah, we'll be back.
I know, you had a big schedule. Big schedule. Now it looks like the show's canceled.
Yeah. Here's the film was originally intended for Wolfgang Peterson, and Wolfgang Peterson we've already talked about on the show because he essentially he wanted to make the film in Germany. He wanted to make Explorers in Germany, and Paramount wasn't into that. They wanted it to be made in America. So they separated, and Wolfgang Peterson went on to make Enemy Mine, which is a film we've already talked about with the
what
great
the
Phil
heck?
Morris.
That was
So-
rough. That was a rough
It was
watch.
fun though. I will say like I had a fun time watching Enemy Mine. But I think it was probably I don't know. I don't think Wolfgang Peterson could have made this film any better. Because I think a lot of the stuff that I really like about this film is the Joe Dante of it all.
I totally agree with that.
The look, the feel, the atmosphere is all the Joe Dante stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas with Enemy Mine,
Tone.
yeah,
Sure.
totally. With Enemy Mine, I don't even think the strongest stuff was what Wolfgang Peterson contributed to the film as director. For me, the strongest stuff was the performances in that movie, because even through all of the ridiculousness of Enemy Mine, I really was into Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr.
Oh, that's right. I was going to say, I'll have to go back through my notes here because I've already wiped that one from my memory.
Well, we don't
Along
have
with
to,
Rambo
there's
2,
a whole,
that was rough.
There's a whole episode where we people can listen to for all our thoughts on Wolfgang Peterson's Enemy Mine.
I go idiotic but impressive. That's one of my notes here.
That's quite a note.
That sounds exactly like something Ebert would say.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Joe Dante says that he was most definitely picked to direct this film because he had just come off Gremlins. I mean, Gremlins is huge, right? Gremlins
just the year before, right?
Exactly, 1984.
Okay.
And Gremlins is awesome. Like, there's no ifs,
Gremlins
ands,
is
or
tough
buts.
to beat. That's a good
Yeah.
80s movie.
And
But
then,
Brandon, there's also a little bit of luck in that. Like, the studio makes that change, and it's kind of like who's available now. It's not like who's shooting. It's like who can get started on this month, and so that also kind of boils down to these handful of people. So that's kind of a happy accident there.
I
Totally.
agree. It's not a who of all of the egg directors. It's from
Correct.
the small pool that's available.
Correct.
and really, Joe Dante wasn't a name before Gremlins, because before Gremlins he had made Piranha, which is very much a low budget Roger Corman film.
Right.
The original Piranha. Joe Dante directed some TV show. Joe Dante directed 1 or 2 episodes of Police Squad, the Leslie Nielsen TV show, which was turned into the Naked Gun series.
Right.
Oh,
There's
cool.
6 episodes of an original TV show, which I think is funnier than the Naked Gun movies.
Totally agree.
There's like some television constraints with Police Squad. We actually Renee and I just watched all of Police Squad and then the Naked Gun movies in preparation for the new Naked Gun that was coming out, which we loved. So we were really into it.
I think people don't realize how identical they were too. It was like still him. It was George Kennedy. It still had the giant guy. You only saw half of him. Like it was really similar.
It wasn't George Kennedy in Police Squad.
It wasn't?
Actor. Yeah, George
Oh, but
Kennedy
the same
came in
character.
for the movies. Yeah,
Okay,
same
got it.
character, but yeah, not George Kennedy. But yeah, some of the jokes in Police Squad, actually, a joke that I absolutely love is at the end of every episode of Police Squad, they would freeze, and then people and things would still be moving in the background. So Frank and whoever was in the scene, they would be like pouring coffee, and they would freeze as the credits roll, but the coffee was still being poured and then overflowing the cup. Or there was another one where they arrested a guy.
That's so genius, because normally you would do the freeze frame, but it's not a freeze. That's so funny.
There was one where they arrested a guy and then the credits roll and they freeze, and the only person not frozen is the criminal, and he like gets up and he like sees that everyone's frozen and he like sneaks out of the office. And that never made it into any of the original Naked Gun movies, but that's how the new Naked Gun movie ends. They do a freeze frame like that. So they brought back that original Police Squad joke to the new Liam Neeson Naked Gun movie.
So now you're saying I gotta watch the new one. I was not thinking I wanted to see it because the trailer was
it's
not
so
good.
dude.
Everybody says that.
Man.
Okay, all right. Okay.
We were
saw
laughing
it?
so hard in the theater. Yeah, it's so much fun. It's
Okay.
so dumb. It's perfect. Like it's how dumb it is. Yeah.
You know what? The trailer was rough for me. I was like, I'm expecting what I'm expecting, and now he's in thigh high.
Well, and I think
the whole thing, stockings.
Yes. And the big difference between the original Naked Gun films and this Naked Gun is they're doing a send up of a different type of police movie now, because Naked Gun was parodying 60s television procedural shows, whereas this new Naked Gun is kind of making fun of the John Wicks, the Mission Impossibles, the new era of action movie, police investigation movie, right? So it is a different tone, but
like
the jokes
Liam
are
Neeson
just
would have
as
been in
dumb.
one of those real movies. So this is actually it makes sense to have this choice.
Yes.
I got it. I got it. It's
a lot
not
of
knowing any of that, it seemed out of place.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure about the casting at first either. But then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, this all like makes sense.
When you chose a guy who his name is so similar to Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson,
know.
Leslie Nielsen, I was like, what's
What's
the fuck?
happening?
Yeah, what are you doing?
So funny. It's so funny. I'm all in.
All right, listen, I trust you, so I will definitely watch it. Is it on Apple TV yet, or is it still in the? It's probably still in the.
I believe you can rent it. I believe it's rentable digitally.
Okay, I'll check the Apple TV.
Yeah, I know it's out digitally, but I don't know if it's a $25 rental or a $5 rental.
Gotcha.
Anyway, Joe Dante Explorers.
I know. Sorry. It's the tangent.
No.
I hope Joe Dante has an Oscar or something somewhere along that career. I mean, that's amazing. I hope he got some recognition. That's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Explorers. I was stuck on Enemy Mine.
I don't think he's appreciated in that way.
Tough.
He is definitely like a cult genre filmmaker, and fans love him, and fans love his films. And I think whether you're a Gremlins, a Burbs, Small Soldiers fan, like those are very important movies to people, and they're fantastic movies.
Yeah.
Have you looked up his IMDb or his filmography? Did you know he used to be an actor too, when he was younger?
Joe Dante?
Yeah.
Oh no, I actually didn't even really look. I was just.
Well, I didn't either, except that the categories were, here's the director, and then here's all the movies that he was in. And I was like, well, wait a second, what the heck? Yeah.
I actually didn't even get down there.
They were older, so I didn't recognize any of them. But they were all kind of more like the movies that Ethan Hawke was watching in the beginning. It all seemed like stuff like that.
Yeah, ILM did all the special effects. Cost $6 million. The biggest problem with the film is that when Joe Dante signed on, he didn't like the third act. And it was originally supposed to be the kids go to Mars and they play baseball. I can't really find any specific examples of any sort of script or anything. That's all I could find, is that the third act was they go to Mars and they play baseball and save Earth somehow through that. They thought, you know what, we'll just figure it out and let's start shooting. Mix that with Paramount essentially like rushing them along to get this movie done, to the point where Joe Dante said that they would show up on sets, the paint was wet. Apparently, they went to go shoot something and they had poured cement, and the kids sunk into the cement because it was still wet. Do you remember when they first encounter Whack and he's wearing like a fur coat, like a fur piece? Do you remember that?
I don't know if I ever noticed that. No.
Okay. That's because the costume wasn't finished.
Oh, hilarious.
They had to start shooting. So they were covering up because he has that big purple neck piece, right? Yeah. That purple neck piece wasn't finished. So they put this like weird big fur thing on it for the first time you see him. And then when he walks into the room where Wolfgang and Neek, his sister, are later, he takes it off and he throws it away, unveiling his purple neck thing. But that wasn't finished, and they needed to shoot.
Amazing.
So that was all rushed along. They picked this ending, this pop culture alien feeding radio waves ending. And then on top of that, through the editing process, Paramount moved their release date up a month.
Ooh,
and essentially told John...
So
Paramount essentially told Joe Dante, like, just stop editing. We're releasing this. And I have a quote here.
Okay.
Stop editing. We're going to put it out. We have a perfect date for the picture, and we know we'll make a lot of money. That's what apparently they told Joe Dante.
Wow.
Just to get through it, the date they chose was the week after Back to the Future. That was what they thought. July 12th, 1985, the week after Back to the Future's release. That's the date they chose. And then on top of that, July 13th, 1985, was the Live Aid live performance broadcast around the world.
For We Are the World?
Nobody went to the movie theater.
I will
Yeah.
say, at least, like, nobody knew Back to the Future would be this
I was
cultural
gonna say,
hit.
I mean,
It was
normally
a very small.
mid-July for a family movie like this would kind of be, I mean, a good decision. But yeah, you just don't have like. I'm sure once
I
they saw
know-
the numbers for Back to the Future, they were like,
What do we
next
do?
weekend, everybody that didn't see Back to the Future is gonna go see it, and everyone who did see it's gonna go see it a second time.
But I mean, granted, I know exactly why, but it worked for Teen Wolf, which we talked about last week.
Yeah. It did.
And
It worked very.
they
But
knew-
but they were.
But
That
they
was
have
Michael.
Michael.
They're
They have
riding on the
Michael. That's the
coattails of
difference.
it.
Yes. Yeah.
This one's so
So
Yeah.
this film had a very troubled production in terms of it not having a finalized script going into shooting, and then the edit was rushed and essentially taken away from Joe Dante.
Right.
And the film was put out, and it was only in theaters for 2 weeks.
Wow.
in its run.
Wow.
That's it.
I will say I didn't see it in the theater. I saw this, on VHS at camp or something like that, or after school at somebody's house or something, and then liked it, so I got it, or maybe taped it off of HBO, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it just became one that we would watch over and over and over again. I definitely don't think I ever thought it was popular.
Interesting. Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
Let's do some plot, some story. Let's hit some. The film opens up with Ben falling asleep to the loudest television version of War of the Worlds, but he's
yeah.
he's yeah, it's the loudest scene in the world. But hey, that soothes him. Okay, that puts him to sleep.
Yes.
And he's dreaming, flying through the clouds and seeing circuitry. These Tron era effects of this giant circuit board.
Very Tron-y. Yeah.
Very trying.
Very
Yeah.
Tron-y, the most Tron-y. And he wakes up, jots down this circuit board that he's seen, and he instantly walkie-talkies his friend Wolfgang at 3 a.m., telling him about this dream that he had. And Wolfgang says, "Okay, like I'll work on it, right? Like essentially, I'll build the chip for you."
Two problems I had with that, and I've had them since I was a kid. One, the whole thing goes down into a circular tube. So obviously that center is a circle, and he wakes up and he's like, maybe it's a diamond. He's got everything else so perfect, and I'm like, but that's the easy part. How do you not know the center?
Right.
But he misses a piece, because we find out later that he has another dream because he missed an important piece of the diagram.
He didn't get it.
Which
He
is
was trying to
which
diamond
is
when
a
it was
circle. Later he does draw a circle.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! I drew it in my notes. Let's see if we get. Where is it? Over here.
There it is.
There you go.
And
I
you
drew
did
the
a very
diagram.
good job. That's
Look at
exactly
that.
what it looks like.
Yeah, perfect.
That's the stuff dreams are made of.
And then a literal smash cut to Ben getting punched in the face by the bully.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the version that you saw, Jay?
Yeah. No. No. I think they're walking to school first.
Yes.
With the
Okay.
bike.
That's the theatrical version. That is not
yes.
the Joe Dante version.
Right. Okay.
So in the
And they
Joe
walk past
Dante
the girl's
version,
house from
Yes.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Lori, yeah.
Right.
The kid's
Amanda
like,
Peterson.
Why don't
Yeah,
you
so
think
that's-
about anything important?
Right.
Like,
right.
what do you-
Right. He's
Yeah.
chasing girls and he's
Yeah.
got all these books.
Books. Yeah.
Well, and what's funny is I believe that's the scene where he has the line where he's like, "I just want to look in her room."
Yeah. He goes, oh, if only I could look at her room. Like, then everything would be right.
But
And
yeah,
then
so-
they do
so
it
that is-
later.
Right. Right.
So that scene with Wolfgang carrying the books getting thrown by the bullies, them walking past Lori's house, him showing Wolfgang the diagram that the drawing from his dream, all of that only is in the theatrical cut. It's not in the home video version.
Interesting.
But now that
I
you
think
say that,
Dustin might be
Brandon,
back.
that sequence of them walking to school, it's very much the studio movie thing. You know,
Yeah.
the trash cans, the leaves blowing across, the kids with their like establishing the morning going to school, like, and it's maybe not the most interesting thing, but I'm sure it's what the studio executives were like. We need to start the morning and see the kids go to school,
Yeah.
and
It
very
makes
80s.
sense.
Even Halloween had that. Yeah, they all did it. You're right. Even you're right. Nightmare on Elm Street, they all did it. You're right.
Just to interrupt, I think Dustin's back. I think he got a connection.
Oh, there he is. Awesome. Okay, let's bring him in here. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but through your iPhone, not your mic.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can switch this around a little
But it's okay. We're just happy you're here.
Yeah,
This has been a fun show.
We're just starting to get into the story of the plot of the movie. So you came back at the perfect time. Yeah, so I agree with you, Gibson. I think it's like it very much is like this is how movies are made. This is how we establish things. Whereas Joe Dante was like, we don't need it. We don't. We get it. He calls his friend. His friend's gonna make the circuit board. The only thing I did in the theatrical version, Wolfgang gets his pants ripped. Like he gets bullied again.
Yeah.
And that's why he goes home.
Right. And that's why he's not at school. We're gonna stop by his house
That's
later.
why he's
Do you
not
know
at
who
school,
pulls his pants
exactly.
down or rips his pants off?
No, I didn't clock it.
Danny Nucci, who has been in everything ever, mostly TV stuff, but you probably remember him from a little movie called Titanic.
Oh.
We got to America! He's Federico or Felicio or whatever the guy's name is, Leonardo DiCaprio's buddy in the beginning.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good one.
So either way, right after that, Ethan Hawke gets punched in the face by the bullies.
Steve
Jackson, the bully, and then Darren comes and pushes Steve Jackson and sort of takes on the bullies and drops his Walkman.
Yep. The other bullies, one of the other bullies is Philip from from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and then the teacher at the school is the mother from Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Wow.
And I thought that was odd that there were a couple people all from the movie in there. Yeah.
Huh.
I can't tell you about it.
I think that would be the next year because we're going to be talking about Nightmare 2, which is 85 on this show. So right after that, obviously, I'm sure they would have gone right into production for number 3. So
right.
Sure, number 3 is 86, if not early 87.
You're probably right. Yeah.
So Darren saves Ben. You know, he for no real. They don't have an established connection. It doesn't seem like that. He's just doing the right thing. He's just helping out this nerd who's getting picked on.
And he seems like he's had his own troubles, so he knows how to handle this.
Exactly. And then right after that, Ben follows him home, and you get the feeling that he has some troubles with his dad. And you know, it might be physical abuse, it might be a verbal abuse situation, but he clearly is uncomfortable that his dad is home and doesn't want to go inside.
Yeah,
and,
this is when Jason Preston started to really impress me because I thought he was very believable in all of this. I really felt for that kid. I had that friend. Sometimes I was that kid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It really clicked with me, and I started to align with the Darren character.
Yeah, I think all these 3 guys, they do such a good job for being young actors because
do you know how old they were?
No, I didn't.
Would we
didn't
guess
look that
like
up, actually.
12, 13, or is it even younger than that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would think. I think they're playing their actual age.
Same.
But that shot of Jason Preston like standing on his mini bike or whatever, just like looking at his door, everything is in there, right? You see the discomfort, the fear, the sadness, like everything. He does not want to go in that house because his dad didn't get his job, and his dad is clearly going through something.
He goes, "What does your dad do?" And he takes a beat, and he almost sighs. He goes, "He hauls junk." And it was like he was. I can't tell. It was just so disheartening and defeating, and I really felt for him. I was like, I wanted to give that kid a hug.
Totally.
It was the part where he was talking about his dad didn't get the job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a huge thing that you feel when you're a kid, when you know your parents are going through something on that employment level. You could just feel that, and so for him, he just knew. Yeah, he's like, well,
It's not
didn't
going
get
to
the
be a
job.
good day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we hear him yelling through the door. So Ben invites him to come hang out with him and Wolfgang, right? You did me a solid. Like, come hang out with us. Let's be friends. Because
Well, he thinks he's going over to Ethan Hawke's house, and then he's like, they're walking through the creek, and he's like, well, I'm just going to stop by my friend Wolfgang's. He's like, who the fuck is Wolfgang? What are you talking about? What are we doing?
And the house
Welcome to the circus.
is chaos, but I love it. This
Well,
like
you have to tell me once because I remember everything.
yes. Oh, and then I can't remember what she calls him, but she calls Derek or something. She calls him seconds later, calls him the wrong name.
Oh my God! I never picked up on
missed that.
that.
That's hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes, it's a quick joke, but I'm pretty sure she says Derek or something.
Oh
because
my God, I will
she
go
goes
back
out of
just
her way
for
to
that.
say, like, you only have to tell me once, and then she says, like, Wolfgang, Ben and Derek are here, something like that. But they are like, that is like such a fun family. Like James Cromwell plays Wolfgang's dad, and he's clearly like a scientist himself, and they're like
But like befuddled,
like-
like Doc Brown, like nothing really has
exactly.
probably ever
That's
panned
the word
out.
I was looking for. Yeah. He's like clearly let Wolfgang just like take over the basement for all of his experiments because he's supportive for the sciences. But
Yeah.
it's also like your kids are gonna end up like your kids are doing some pretty dangerous experiments down here. And
But they didn't have a whole lot of oversight in general. The kids are flinging food at each other and throwing shit.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
And there were a lot of kids.
Yeah. So yeah, Wolfgang has built the circuit board, and the first thing that happens is this like weird chain explosion through the shelf. All of these books explode, and then they realize that all of the books have a perfect hole through all of the books on the shelf.
And then the
And,
shelf itself. I can see right
Yes,
through there.
and
I love that
yeah.
part.
And I just love, like, the fact that the props department had to find all of these old books and then figure out how to put holes in the same spot for all of these books without damaging the pages or the covers, right? Because
Yeah.
it's a perfect clean hole. It's not, you can't just take a drill. You're gonna rip the covers off of pages and off of books, and just that like that experimentation process of figuring out how we're going to do this and make all of these holes line up perfectly.
I would do
That's
2
the kind of
boards and
stuff that,
10
like,
books in the middle and use a drill press. Would that
Yeah,
work?
exactly. Yeah,
Or maybe they're
probably.
just prop books. I don't know. But I love that. I love that so
Yeah.
much because we did not expect it. It was so unexpected. Now this movie's taken a turn.
A quick side note: I think a lot of '80s movies embraced a messy, chaotic set, like a lot of busy sets, which you don't see in movies
Not
nowadays.
nowadays, yeah.
And when we were doing the Goonies, and you're looking at reference photos of the set, and someone would be like, "Why is this that way?" And I'm like, "This just looks like a bunch of set deck people are just like, okay, it's full, shoot it," you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think '80s directors were like, "No, we want to embrace the house that's chaos and has everything everywhere." And now
Lived
things
in.
are a little bit more stylized and need to look a little bit more clean on camera. And I'm sure that has its own challenges, but it's interesting because yeah, that basement in that house is crazy especially when the kids go downstairs, like that bookshelf, like, yeah.
That is a really
Well,
good note.
even
And when everything
Ben-
later, when it all disintegrates, yeah.
Even like E.T.,
Yeah.
like their house is like kind of insane too. Like just the girl has all those stuffed animals and stuff. Like
But so
Yeah.
was every house I visited in the 80s. Like everybody's house was sort of a mess. There was shit everywhere. You kind of sort of had to walk through. You know, everybody was a hoarder in the 80s.
it was
It was excess.
they probably still are now,
Yeah.
but people don't want to put that on camera.
Yeah.
So like everyone's
Yeah.
house is really clean.
when did Marie Kondo come into play? When was this spark joy, right? When did that happen? When did that phenomenon start?
Right after Feng Shui.
Yeah, but that is a really good point, Gibson, because you say that, and I see it now, like totally. There was something about the '80s movies where they were these houses felt lived in. They felt
Yeah.
real,
Doc Brown's
they did
garage and Back to the Future is
Yes.
chaos.
Perfect.
Like
because everything from the mansion got moved to the garage.
any DP now would be like, oh, well, you need to like, I can't see things. Like, how am I gonna light? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Goonies house was a good reference too, because there's shit piled in every room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes.
We find out right after that through a couple keystrokes, Wolfgang can make the bubble visible. And we discover that it is this glowing, floating orb that they control through the computer.
Yeah, by the axes. They plug in the axes.
Yeah. And
a note about Bug Bomb, by the way, with the food being flung everywhere and the way that house was, of course there's bugs everywhere.
Yeah, not surprising.
Totally.
I was like, there's crumbs everywhere.
I absolutely love like film logic where they're like these kids just know how to use this powerful entity right off the bat. Like there's nothing that screams like 80s like a coding genius kid, right? I mean, we all wanted to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I wish I knew
Be the
how.
best at it. Yeah.
I had a Commodore
It's just
64.
it's just so simple. It's like, oh yeah, it's just the axes. Yep. Sorry, I forgot to make it visible. Here's how I make it visible.
Right.
Yeah, and then we end up at that hill, that tree where they do their first big experiment, where they realize like we can change the size of the bubble.
Our friend Dave Knight
And-
sent some photo evidence of this too. So while you're talking about it, I might change cameras just for a second. But you keep talking.
Sure. And so this is the first time that the kids realize that they can put themselves in the bubble because Ethan Hawke accidentally puts River Phoenix in the bubble. And
It's my dream. I'll touch it if I want to.
he blasts him through the earth.
Coolest
so
freaking
awesome.
scene.
Yes.
The way all the earth and dirt comes flying out
flying
when the
up.
thing goes
Yes.
in, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
He's going.
Little bit of
Turn it off. He's
danger.
on his way to China.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our friend
It's like-
Dave Knight went and visited that site in September 2020, and he sent me this photo right now of the difference of the location.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's cool that you can still see that one hollow section of the tree still.
Yeah, I think so too. Just the fact that it's there. The peewee trees over in Malibu, with the we'll talk about peewee when we talk about peewee. Sorry, get ahead of myself.
Through this experiment, Wolfgang discovers that they can travel in this bubble because of inertia, right? The bubble somehow protects you from. You can go an incredible rate of speed, but there's no ramifications of slowing down or stopping. You're just sort of suspended inside this bubble.
Inertialess travel.
Yes.
Yeah. But he couldn't
And
breathe. That was the bummer.
Yes. There's no oxygen in the bubble, but that sets them off on essentially what is the journey of the film. They realize like we need to travel to space with this weird bubble that we found, and what's the best way to do it is to sit inside of it. First, before they even get to building a spaceship, they have to go creep on Lori because Ethan Hawke, he's
just
dying
see
to
your
see
room.
inside that room.
Hey, I would have done the
Priorities.
same thing, man. She was my crush from when she was in Can't Buy Me Love. So
We could go to space, but first, pit stop.
Yeah.
first,
But first, pervs.
gotta be creepy.
Yeah.
Is Can't Buy Me Love the one with the anteater mating ritual?
Yep.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. By the way, she's dead. Does everyone know that?
No.
Yeah.
She died of an
didn't know
accident.
that.
I looked this up. She died of an accidental morphine overdose right here in the valley in
goodness.
2015.
Oh my God.
I know.
Smokes.
Sad.
She was 43 years old. I go, why was she on morphine? Although my wife was on morphine at 43. I guess maybe that's why. Who knows? But a morphine overdose. Ugh, yikes.
That's tough.
right after they creep on Lori, they realize that they need a bigger battery for more power for the bubble, and then
Because they were using a 9-volt.
they were using a
Right.
9-volt, so let's use a 12-volt big battery. And Darren takes them
Cue
to
the montage
junkyard.
music.
Yep. So they find the tilt-a-whirl at the junkyard, and one of the cool things is I sent you that photo, Jay.
I got it. Let me know when you're ready.
You can pop it up in that shot where they're walking through the junkyard. Ethan Hawke passes behind this very famous sled that says
From the number
Rosebud
one
on
movie
it.
on the AFI list.
Yeah.
So there is a Citizen Kane reference in Explorers, but the story behind this sled is incredible because while they were on the studio lot in 1984 shooting Explorers, RKO, the production, the film lot, they were clearing out the bowels of their facility essentially.
Well, and RKO,
And-
Paramount used to be RKO, so it's the same
Yes.
physical facility.
The same space, yes.
Yes.
So they were just throwing stuff away, and they were gonna.
Wait,
throw
that's the
away
real
this-
sled? It's not just a replica?
Yeah, that is the real. So they were throwing it all away, and Joe Dante got his hands on the sled. He realized that it was most likely one of the real ones. For Citizen Kane, they made real ones and they made balsa wood ones for that they were going to burn, so that they burn on camera fast. Steven Spielberg has a balsa wood one on display in his offices. Joe Dante has picked up this real I can't remember the wood that was made of, but let's say I think it was like a walnut or something, some real wood Rosebud sled from Citizen Kane.
That's amazing.
And has had it forever. He's put it in a bunch of movies, but Explorers is the first one that he put it in. He just recently sold it at Heritage Auctions earlier this year. It is now, he sold it for $14 million. It is now officially the second most expensive film prop sold at auction. The only one that sold higher was Dorothy's ruby
the
slippers.
shoes, right? But
Yes.
isn't that, what about the lightsaber the other day? Wasn't that a lot more? Or no? Wasn't that like
Oh my goodness, I actually forgot. I think
I
that
think
was
Darth
only
Vader's
3
lightsaber,
million.
like just a couple weeks ago.
I can't remember how much that was. I think it was only 3 million.
Oh,
Yeah, that was.
I thought
was it more than
way
that?
more. I'll look it up right now. I
Yeah,
thought it
that
was,
the,
but
the
I
most
might be
recent
wrong.
prop store. The most recent prop store auction sold the Darth Vader stunt hero lightsaber screen matched,
Yep.
all this stuff.
I saw it at the
but
Peterson
yeah.
Museum. They did the preview at the Peterson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually don't remember how much that sold for. Maybe it is up there now. But at the time of me doing
Yeah.
this research, it was the second most. But so that sled that's in Explorers is the actual Rosebud sled from Citizen Kane.
That's cool.
And
That's amazing.
they believe that there's only 3 that exist. Like I said, Steven Spielberg has one. The Joe Dante one just sold, and there's one that I believe is missing, but at this point is probably gone and lost forever.
Did you see it in the movie, or did you know it and then find it? Like, go look for it? Did you pick up on it on your own?
I
or-
knew that Joe Dante owned the Rosebud sled
Gotcha.
that just sold at auction.
Gotcha.
And so when I saw it in the movie, I went, "Oh, that's Joe Dante's Rosebud sled." And then I was looking into the history of it, and it turns out that it was while making Explorers, he was on the lot and got the sled at that time.
Amazing.
But I mean, he's sitting on a pretty $14 million now from owning that sled. So
That's amazing.
congratulations to Joe Dante. Then we have the montage, which
Oh,
is
okay.
always welcomed. I mean, just about any montage is enjoyable.
You were
and
right.
fun.
3.65 million
Okay,
for the
yeah.
lightsaber.
So
You were right.
yeah, which
Not
is
even close.
I mean, kind of incredible. I understand how big Citizen Kane is in terms of like film history, but that's pretty significant. $14 million for a Citizen Kane sled, comparative to Darth Vader's screen match lightsaber at $3 million?
I mean, I hear you, but I'm not a Star Wars guy, and I do like Citizen Kane. So, I mean, maybe it appeals to more people, but most of those people are dead because that movie's so old.
That's what I was just.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, yeah, it's kind of amazing.
It's probably a small audience,
point,
but the audience that it appeals to wants it bad. I guess maybe it has that.
Yeah, that's true.
It seems like the thing that it's a type of thing that should be over at the Academy Museum, like with the Jaws exhibit and stuff. You know, that's like a really historical film piece.
Yeah, and hey, maybe it could make an appearance there.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
The only other one of the other theatrical differences is in your version, I guess when you watched, there's a scene where they're pushing the tilt-a-whirl and it rolls down the hill and it crashes into the ravine. Yeah, that's not in Joe Dante's version. He cut that sequence. Yeah,
I kind of like that part.
I always liked how it leans back and then falls back forward again. Yeah, as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, and that to me, like that explains why it ends up in the river, right? Like they can roll it out to the road because it has wheels, but the second it falls into that ravine, they can't lift it or roll it out of there. That's where they have to build it, right?
Yep. But what a great place! Like now we're actually hidden.
Yeah, and honestly, I love this ship so much. The design of this ship is so cool. I love all this found material. I love the washing machine covers, the TV, the Christmas lights, the garbage can. Like
every kid I knew
cool.
at that age had road signs in their room. So the thing that there was road signs all over too, one way and do not enter and stuff. So perfect.
That's cool.
And there's that shot through I think one of the portholes, and somebody is putting up like the NASA logo behind them.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so great, and it's a montage.
I love watching them all work on it together because they all we're really doing this. There's something very A-team about it.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the things I learned from the behind the scenes feature on the Blu-ray was the way that Eric Luke approached writing the kids. He viewed them as the head, the heart, and the hands. So Wolfgang is the brainiac, so he's the head. Ben is the heart because he's driving, he's got the passion, he's bringing them all together. And then Darren is the hands, and he is kind of the lead in building the spaceship. And they establish that early in the film when he's complaining about the carburetor on his mini bike.
Must have rebuilt this thing 100 times.
Yes, and he has access to the junkyard and all this kind of stuff, right?
I love everything about that scene in the junkyard. Everything.
When they said that in the behind the scenes, I was like, oh my god! Like it's like simple arithmetic that it makes perfect sense. Like if you have these three characters, you want to just give them each their own trait, and then everything kind of will come out of that as long as you're what's the word I'm looking for? Like
consistent with it.
Consistent, but just like you're like that. Like Wolfgang is the smart one, Ben is the kind-hearted one, and Darren has the hands that he can build. Right.
Once you said that, it felt very Ghostbusters to me because they all sort of had their different roles too: the brains, the voice, the heart. You know, Mr. Raystan, the heart of the Ghostbusters. They love you.
And it's probably just it's a screenwriting tactic, right? Like it helps you with your characters.
Yeah, I think it makes it more interesting too to have the different personality types. Goonies probably the same way, right?
Yeah. I think it's better because sometimes those movies are like, there's one kid that's just like sitting back with his feet up, like, let me know when the smart kid's done doing his thing and then we can go, But I think it's better when it's like, no, they all have their part. They do it because it could have obviously just been like, well, Wolfgang's just going to do the whole thing and let us know when the adventure begins. But they all chip in and do it. I think that's an important element.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, and
I love it.
To sort of cut to the end, the initial connection to the boys is the aliens broadcasting their circuit board, their signal on how to space travel, and they pick Ben because he's into all of that stuff, right? He's susceptible to the information. They've chosen him because of who he is.
Right.
So this whole adventure
because
might
he's
not have
different than the rest
happened.
of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They if they hadn't have discovered Ben, and Ben wasn't as kind and nerdy as he is, there would be no adventure, right? They'd still be experimenting in the basement, but there'd be no space adventure.
You know did you notice when I can't the cat jumps on the keyboard and then the sphere goes nuts a little
Goes
bit earlier in the
crazy,
movie
yeah.
with that. Did you know somebody throws the cat? The cat comes flying up in a twisty thing, like somebody behind the couch flung the cat in the air.
Yeah, the Wrangler on set.
Yeah, man, I wonder what the Humane Society had to say about that. It just cracked
Brandon.
me up watching it as an adult because I was like, they never get away with that now.
No.
Throwing a cat
We
in the
we
air.
were talking about the kids' dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
Like like their mutual dreams and having that weird dream and they didn't know what it was about. Remember the who was it? Charlie, the helicopter pilot.
Yes.
He was talking to his co-pilot about having a weird dream, and I haven't had a dream like that since I was a kid, and that's where he kind of knew where to come from, which is kind of funny too, because his co-pilot I had to look it up because I'm like, who is this guy? He looks so
Designing
recognizable. Huh?
Meshack Taylor from Designing Women.
Well, he was Hollywood in The Mannequin.
Oh, you're right. He
The
was.
gay black guy.
okay.
Yeah. That's where I noticed him from. I just didn't recognize him. Like I wanted to look at him and be like, where's he from? But I couldn't peg it.
That plot
Yeah,
point that you
that's
just
true.
brought up, Dustin, is one of my favorite parts about the Dick Miller character in this. The fact that he is not just the cop who's out to ruin these kids, let's just keep him from flying, knock this out.
Right.
He's being pulled there. And when they show him later, when he's talking on the phone at his house, look at behind him. He clearly is tinkering with things as well.
He's got like
apart.
switches for a helicopter or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's clearly like an adult Ben. Like he's like, I haven't had these dreams since I was a kid.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
They're so
very
powerful.
similar to Keys in E.T., right? Peter Coyote
Very
in E.T.
much the same.
That is his motivation. Is he's not after E.T. because he wants to capture him and study him. He wants to do that because he wanted this experience that Elliot is having when he was a child as well, right?
He came to me too, Elliot.
Exactly. Keys is also having his own experience, and obviously the movie doesn't frame him as like it frames him as like a scary figure from the beginning, and we don't find that out until later. But yeah, it's a very, very similar thing with Dick Miller's character in this film as well.
I'm jumping ahead, but we'll get to it. He has one
Yeah,
line I wrote down here that gave me chills. It was awesome.
Sure. So they build their ship, and then they dedicate it, and they want to call it the Jules Verne or the Einstein, but then Darren wants to call it Thunder Road after the Bruce Springsteen song.
He just kind of flung it out there, and Ben's like, "That's perfect."
Yeah, and maybe because it's not so on the nose, right? Maybe Ben knows Jules Verne isn't the best name. Einstein, they're just too obvious, right? But Thunder Road is a good name for the ship, right? It fits. Sounds like a NASA name.
I thought it was cool how all the name, like they clearly chose each one represented the character.
I also love that he brought one bottle of beer. That is like such like a kid thing. Be like, I got a bottle of beer. Yeah, and they take a sip and then they try to smash it on the spaceship, and then they don't. Did they just pour it? Yeah, they just
He
pour
pours
it
it all over and then throws it, and that was always one of my favorite parts as a kid too, because it breaks in the background, but somehow the reaction on the kids' faces looked very real and genuine. And like, oh, now it breaks, and there's like some real joy in Ethan Hawke's face that didn't look acting.
Interesting.
It looked very, very real.
Huh.
Yeah, they probably actually just broke a bottle.
Totally, exactly. And as a kid, that was exciting and fun.
I know, just getting to throw a bottle, and
At a
who
rock,
knows how many takes they did, right?
Right.
Yeah, they probably got to throw the bottle a couple times.
Now you're ruining it.
Right after that, they have their first flight test, and that's when we end up at the drive-in theater, where we see the fake sci-fi film that we were talking about earlier, Star Killer, with Robert Picardo, who ends up playing Whack. An interesting thing that I learned is, so Joe Dante had a grander idea for the story, and it was actually about connected dreams, or world dreams, as he called it. And that was what he wanted to explore. And he obviously was sort of touching on that with the Dick Miller character having similar dreams when he was younger. And then eventually, the three boys all have the same dream of that missing part that they need. And then obviously the film ends, and they're all sort of flying together. So they were trying to expand the story a little bit more. The other thing that they were trying to expand was more family, more of Ben's family, and the character at the drive-in who's with the girl and is like complaining about the special effects. That's actually supposed to be Ben's brother.
Oh,
Now,
whoa!
it's not a detail that is like, that was just the original idea when they had more of the family in the story. So that scene is kind of like it's a left behind or a rollover from that original idea. It's more of just an interesting thing that I learned, that character is supposed to be Ben's brother complaining about the special effects in the film.
That same actor's been in a lot of stuff, but for me growing up, I've always known him from the pilot of Cheers. He's the kid who walks into the bar, the first character we ever really kind of meet other than Sam, before the bar's even open. He's like, "How about a beer, Chief?" And he's like, "How about an ID?" And he's like, "An ID!" Ha ha ha. Oh well. I love Cheers.
He reminded me of
That's a good reference.
He reminded me of an actor a young current actor who I really, really love. His name is Skylar Gisondo. He's just in the most recent Superman movie. He plays, I cannot remember the character's name, but he plays one of the young reporters in the new Superman movie. He was one of the young kids in the Ed Helms Vacation remake.
You're right. He does look a lot like that kid.
He looks so much like him, and that is an actor that I love. Like when I see him in a movie, I'm like, it's going to be good, because this is a very good new actor.
I really enjoyed him in the Ed Helms Vacation,
Yes.
With Christina Applegate. Has he done anything else other than the new Superman?
He's in the Righteous Gemstones, the Danny McBride show.
Yep.
He's really, really good in that. He plays Danny McBride's son. He's just a new actor that I've made sure that I know his name, because I really like him. I think he's very funny. I think he's very
with the freckles.
Totally. And that's what I was like, oh, it looks like Skylar Gisondo.
Totally.
Anyway, yeah, check him out. He's a great actor. This is and then right after this is when we meet Dick Miller in the helicopter. So they see the Thunder Road flying, and him and his partner are kind of, I guess, shocked by it. Right? It's not until the helicopter lands, because it's daytime, right?
Right.
They
They're out at night. They land in the morning, and the partner gets out and sees the newspaper.
Yes.
And it has UFO sightings.
And it has 2 more Joe Dante Easter eggs in it, because the newspaper has a reference to a riot in Kingston. Is it Kingston Falls or Kingston Hills or something? But that's where Gremlins takes place.
Oh, you're right. Which is Clock Tower Square, Courthouse
exactly.
Square.
And then the other one is up in the top corner. There's a reference to a fire at a spa retreat, and that is a reference to The Howling, the other Joe Dante film.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So whether it's Joe Dante doing this or his prop and set deck people, it's still really cool with the Easter eggs. Yeah. That Starlight thing was cool too.
I think it's Joe Dante. He loves them. So another one, the school that the kids go to is Charles M. Jones High School,
junior high,
which is a reference to Chuck Jones, the from the Looney Tunes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And there's so many Looney Tunes sound bites in this movie once we get to space.
And Joe Dante went on to direct Looney Tunes Back in Action with Brendan Fraser.
I don't know if I knew that.
So he's always been a Looney Tunes fan. I mean, look at the Gremlins, right? Gremlins. The first one. What are they watching in the movie? Oh no, it's Snow White. That's what they're watching in the first Gremlins, is Snow White. But I think there's Looney Tunes and Gremlins too.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely believe you.
Now I'm doubting myself now. Because I thought the Gremlins were watching Looney Tunes in the movie theater in the first one, but no, it's Snow White. That's what they're watching.
I didn't know the Looney Tunes connection, that he liked it, but I noticed watching the movie today how many Looney Tunes sound effects and sound bites were in the Alien segment.
Yeah.
And even when the spaceship spits him out at the end, it goes,
does it really?
Yeah,
That's great.
They cut it right before that part, but
Right. That's awesome.
the string, that bowed string sound.
Dick Miller's fantastic. Dick Miller is another actor that's been in 100,000 things. He's in essentially like all the Joe Dante movies. For me, because Small Soldiers was the movie that I grew up knowing Joe Dante from.
I've never seen it.
He plays the truck driver, Joe, I think his name is, and he's the one who sort of sets the story off by letting a couple of the new toys fall off the back of his delivery truck to this local small toy store. And that's the Major Chip Hazard and Archer, emissary of the Gorgonites, and it sets the whole story off. So he's just.
Can I just tell you, this whole time you've been saying toy soldiers, I've been picturing the one where the the kids are at the private school and the terrorists come. So it's not that one.
No, Small Soldiers with the action figures. Tommy Lee Jones.
Small Soldiers. Wait, this one's called
Small Soldiers.
What the fuck am I thinking of? Okay, sorry. I'll have to look it up. All right, What's Small Soldiers about? God damn it.
Small Soldiers.
I don't know that. Look at that, though.
You don't know Small Soldiers? Oh, no, I don't know that.
Huh.
But I do remember that cover.
I am
with
Archer,
their little
emissary of
action
the
figures.
Gorgonites.
Okay. All right. I'm
Wait,
adding
Major Chip Hazard. Everything else is just a toy.
And Dustin, you like that one too? Yeah.
Yeah, this movie rules.
Dustin's just silent.
This movie is so much fun. If you have not seen Small Soldiers, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Phil Hartman, David Cross, Jay Moore, Dennis Leary. Okay, this is so cool. I just learned this even through being a fan of all these years of Small Soldiers. The voice actors. So there's two types of toys. There's the Gorgonites, which are the good guys, and then there's Major Chip Hazard. They're the bad guys. The good guys are voiced by all three members of Spinal Tap: Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and why am I blanking on Derek Smalls from Simpsons? Mr. Burns. What's his name?
I can't think of it right now either, but I can certainly see his face.
I can't believe I'm blanking. I literally just went and saw Spinal Tap 2, but they voice all the good guys in this movie. But yeah, seriously, I cannot recommend Small Soldiers enough.
Is Toy Soldiers the one about the school and the terrorist? Is that why I'm confusing the two?
Yeah.
It must
got
be.
it. Small Soldiers. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not Toys with Robin Williams.
You know, that's a weird movie, but I
Or
don't
Dog
mind it.
Soldiers.
Almost like Toy Shoulders.
Where the heck are we?
I don't know. Is Dustin's mic on, though? Because I feel bad that we haven't heard from him too much.
My phone is dying because I didn't know I had to use my phone, so I didn't charge it. And this is my phone mic, and so when I plug my other microphone into it, it sounds way better. But
No,
it
you
also
sound fine.
drains my phone, so I've been
You sound
charging my
fine.
phone, plugging my mic in.
Oh,
How does this
buddy, I'm
sound,
sorry.
though?
By the way,
I mean-
Sean Astin is in Toy Soldiers.
Okay, there you go.
So there's our little.
There's
link.
our connection.
There's our connection.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where we are now. They have their second dream. It's a connected dream where they all see the missing piece, that missing circular piece, which unlocks the ability to put oxygen in the bubble. It was a thing that I completely missed the first time watching the movie. It wasn't until I watched it again. That's what the missing piece is. So in the scene where they blow up Darren's dad's garage, and there's all that steam coming from the ground, that is the missing piece, allows them to essentially program oxygen into the bubble.
Never noticed, never heard that, never knew that. Did you look that up or did you pick that up?
No, I picked it up the second time I watched it, because I watched it one day, the home video version, and then I think 2 days later I watched it again, the theatrical version, and that's when I got it.
But they blow up the garage, and then everything's on the canister of oxygen is on the side, and it's leaking up. And like, what is that? What is that? That's our air. Oh, turn it off. Turn it off. Like we're gonna waste it. So I thought we still needed it.
Oh, then maybe I misread it.
Well, no, I
thought the same thing. I thought that I thought that there was an explosion, but then their air was going off, and that was the air that they were going to use to fill up the inside of the bubble. Instead of using their mask, they had that little vent that was behind Wolfgang that was just putting up the oxygen, so they wouldn't have to use their mask.
Well, and
they were trying to do it so they didn't have to wear those, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly why I thought, like, okay, they figured out how to put oxygen in the bubble, because the first time they take flight, they all are wearing the oxygen masks, but then the second time they take flight, there's no oxygen masks.
So
yeah,
while
it's in that little container behind them, I think they filled up the bubble with it, and then when they opened up the bubble, the air released, and that's what blew it up. And then their air was still on, so they had to turn off the air. So then that way they could save the air that they had, so they can go into space.
Oh, okay, that makes much more sense. Because I was like
that was me and my building shit when I was a kid, thinking about all this kind of stuff, right? Like, how can I put a plastic bag on my head and still breathe? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you there, Dustin. But then it makes a whole, Brandon, for what you were saying of what was the last piece for. Then what did it unlock? Because they were already getting pulled up to the spaceship, huh?
You know, and here's an example, a perfect example of like why this screenplay was clearly rushed along and not every single thing was thought out.
Yeah.
Because there is some weird information, and that scene of them in the garage is very confusing.
And quick too. It's very short.
Yeah, very short. And maybe they just wanted to blow up a garage. They just needed a little something to get us excited again. This like 45 minutes.
I wonder. You have the extended, like the Blu-ray type stuff. I wonder if there's like a deleted scene or a little Easter egg in there where it makes sense if it's in there, but they left it in there. And
your wife is correct. It's Harry Shearer.
Harry Shearer. Thank you, Renee. I could not think of his last name.
Me neither.
Oh my goodness. It's I'm embarrassed. Frankly, I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry, Harry.
By the way, I don't think he plays Mr. Burns. I think he plays Smithers, right?
I don't know. I'm not. I wasn't allowed to watch Simpsons growing up, so
amazing. I'm learning new stuff about you every show. I love it.
Yeah. So I don't know Simpsons.
I'm pretty sure he
very well.
Isn't that right, Mr. Burns? I think that's it. Otherwise, it's Smithers is I think somebody like Mr. Burns is Smithers talking, and then yeah. Okay, you get it.
Yeah.
Losing my head over.
I do. I mean, I really know him from Spinal Tap. Obviously, he's also in Wayne's World 2. He's handsome Dave in Wayne's World 2, and he comes out and he's like all sweaty. They think the handsome guy is handsome Dave, but he's the screaming guy. And then Harry Shearer comes out in that like atrocious jumpsuit, and he's like all sweaty, and his hair's all curled.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, and
And what? Which one were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I love his bit. I love that he's like playing with all the tapes in Wayne's World 2, and he's going yeah, and then Wayne is like, "You're not even listening to me. I could say anything right now." Yeah, Great thing.
He's done a lot of shit over the years. My God.
Oh yeah.
But he was in Mighty Wind too, wasn't he? That's what I think of.
I believe they're in all those Christopher Guest. Yeah.
As one of the singers again, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. So they go for where are we here? I'm all over the place tonight. Oh yeah, really interesting. Ben writes a will. I
Yeah.
actually didn't catch that the first time.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't until
Oh, you didn't when he hit it from his mom.
See,
I
as
just
a
didn't
kid, I
catch the
remembered it being such a
title.
significant thing, of like he might not come back, and he knows it.
Right.
He knows it.
You're right.
Like to me, it was significant.
Yeah.
My
I
mom
did
also worked
pause
in
it.
States and Trust, so I knew what a will was at an early age.
I see.
I did pause it just to read his will. He's leaving Wolfgang all of his models, poster, video recordings, and video cassettes, and then some of the other items.
Gone with him.
Yeah, I know. Even though Wolfgang, some of the other items are his rock collection and furniture. he put furniture on his will. It didn't say who he was giving it to. The only name you could read was Wolfgang.
Did anybody here ever see Captain Ron? Speaking of Martin Short with Kurt Russell, it's one of my all-time favorite comedies. Nicole's too, but the mom in that is Ben's mom in this. I can't remember. Mary Kate something. Yeah. She's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm writing a letter to Grandma." "Oh, okay, great." She goes to leave.
Yeah.
Like worst mom ever. Like she doesn't smell shit.
Yeah.
Then they have their sort of their big launch into space, just as Dick Miller is finding them, watching them take off.
And here we get to my line that just gave me chills. And he just looks up there, and he's not a mad cop. He's a proud guy saying, "Way to go, kid." He looks up, he's watching it happen, and he's like, "Way to go, kid. Like, you did what I couldn't do. I totally wanted to do that. You did it. Way to go." Gave me chills. Loved it.
He is like such an actor that plays like a nice guy so well. Like in Small Soldiers, like the way he's friends with like the young kid in Small Soldiers, I remember always being like, "Oh man, I wish I knew an adult like that." That would give me nice. It would be nice to me, like the way that Joe is. The boys take off. Wolfgang says they're here because they get called and blasted past the moon and picked up by an alien ship.
But awesome Poltergeist reference 3 years later.
Yes, exactly. Just perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
They separate in this spaceship. So we get to space. I mean, the whole point of this movie is these boys want to get to space. And here we are in space. We've been beamed, and we've been transported and picked up by this alien spaceship, and they immediately separate inside this spaceship. They get out of Thunder Road, and they're immediately lost. And the spaceship design is interesting, unlike anything I've seen before.
Yeah, I liked it. It was
matches their people.
See, I think it doesn't. I think it doesn't match the people. It seems very dark and I don't know. It's cold, brutalist is how I would describe the architecture.
Yeah,
And then you got these cartoony.
All bright colors and all that.
To me, it just looks like an old you got a Honda Civic, and then you got the big truck for the dad, right? And
big time.
That he's a junk driver, and the kids are just trying to be 16-year-old alien kids, and
it's as above, so below, right? It's kind of the same thing happening up there.
Yeah.
I know it's not like supposed to make sense because it's an alien ship, but I was like, none of this makes sense. Like the hallway is the thing that makes the most sense, because I understand, like, we know what hallways are, but the weird like concrete pillars that they're walking on,
the slide
to the cage. I
never would have gotten out of that cage. The fact that the Darren has got balls of steel, the way he just and goes and gets on that other thing, and it's like Luke Skywalker. There's infinite nothing below.
Right.
Yeah, we don't know what's down there.
No.
It does lead to a really cool like Robo Spider stop motion sequence.
That thing is one of my favorite creatures in the movie. I love that thing. The sounds it makes when it's ding dong ding dong ding dong ding, and then it's got the saxophone eyes, the kind of I love
and the
that
little camera thing that comes out is
Yeah.
like so. It's like Jabba's palace, right? It's like
Oh.
it
I don't know if I
it's
got
like
that
the
yet.
exact same thing,
Jabba's palace. I like that. Yeah,
right? That
with
little
the
the eye
noses
that
come
comes
and
out.
sniff.
Yeah,
I love those
and I
little.
mean, it is cool, and like it's kind of it's fun. That's what I
I got
think
Jabba
that
stuck in my head now.
the end of this film, the end of this film is like trying to be fun. This is
Yeah.
where it starts to feel very much like this is for kids,
Yes.
right?
Well said.
Even as an adult watching this movie for the first time in 2025, I was really, really, really enjoying it up until this point.
I feel like the movie, like the movies we've liked growing up, from Back to the Future to Ghostbusters to even Goonies, they played it straight, no matter what was going on with Sloth or anything else, which was very cartoony in its own right. They just played it so straight that you had no choice but to go along with it. The moment we get to space and you've got it becomes like more of a Muppet movie, almost like a Jim Henson-y kind of thing.
It is
and the tone
major
changes
tone
dramatically.
shift. Yeah. Yes. We are in a completely different movie once we get into that spaceship.
Yeah.
And the hard part is that that's where you want it to go. You want these kids to get into space and have their experience. But in the end, I do feel let down by the alien encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And
I liked what they did with it, but I wouldn't have done it the way they did it. I liked the idea that it was pop culture, and because all they have as information
beaming
from
the
us
radios
is the
up.
TV signals
Yeah.
were beaming into the sky.
Yeah, which I can't think of anything, but I feel like that has been done since 1985. It's definitely been done before, or it's not before, done since. I mean, right?
Okay.
Like, I can't think of an example.
I mean,
but
even Contact, even though it's Hitler, it's the World Olympic Games that they was the first broadcast sent to space.
Yeah. And like you said, Jay, I really like that. I like that concept. I like that they're picking up our radio waves, and what they're learning about us is what we're putting on television and on the radio.
Because plot-wise, there's an interesting point
goofy.
there.
What's that? I didn't hear that.
Oh no, plot-wise, it becomes an interesting social point, really, when it comes down to like, well, why haven't you come seen this before? Like, we know what you do to us. We know what you do to us.
Exactly.
Look, and then they play the movies back, and the kids can't explain that they're just movies and that we're not really like that.
Yeah.
And I think at one point he even says like, well, I guess we are, but not to you. We haven't met you yet. I'm like, that's the wrong answer.
Yeah. Right.
That's the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So as the boys kind of find each other, Darren has that weird bit on the chair where his brain gets beamed and he sees things from the movie. I did forget to talk about Jerry Goldsmith at the beginning of the thing. We can talk about it.
Me too. He's pretty spectacular. The music is one of my favorite things. I used to play it on the piano all the time.
I wrote it down. Jerry is in my notes. See, Jerry's in my notes. We just got talking about other things, and I didn't want to go back. But
this show started off the rails. Who gives a shit?
The score is incredible, and Jerry Goldsmith is an absolute legend. I mean, he scored Alien. He scored both the Goonies movies. All 3 Rambo movies was Jerry Goldsmith. And Star Trek motion picture. One that I love that he scored, Logan's Run.
We put that on last night. I love that movie so much.
That movie is so much fun. I love Logan's Run.
The set design and the miniatures in that movie are spectacular.
Yes. Man. That is like, to me, that's like the epitome of like science fiction. Mm-hmm. The commune, the costumes,
everything.
The story of like, we all die at a certain age. We have to get
30,
out of here.
We can't be more than 30. We've got to retire ourselves, or whatever they call it when you float to the ceiling and die.
The ray guns, everything about Logan's Run is awesome. I love that movie so much. We've sort of alluded to the alien Whack. We first meet him, played by Robert Picardo. He looks like Slimer with legs. Mm-hmm. He speaks in pop culture references. The first thing we hear him say is like, I think he does the theme song for Mr. Ed.
It's not the first thing he says,
horse.
but when they're walking back to the other room, he's like, "So follow me."
starts
So
singing it, yeah.
horse, of course.
Yeah, and that's honestly that was the moment when I was like,
I'm
okay, well, it's not even I'm out. I'm like, okay, this is what this is. I know where they're going with this. Like he's
okay.
going to be speaking only in quotes, and that's
If I'm not
essentially what he
mistaken-
does.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and that's essentially what he does for the next 20 minutes.
If I'm not mistaken, the first thing we hear from him back to Looney Tunes is, "What's up, Doc?"
Oh, you're totally right. You're right. So that with the Mr. Ed thing is why I was like, okay, this is
Obvious.
I get it. This is what he's doing. And to be fair, I will say Robert Picardo does an incredible job. He does the voices, he does the mannerisms, the characteristics. He's going a mile a minute.
Yeah.
He's doing shtick is essentially what he's doing, and he's doing it really, really well. I just think it goes on for too long.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
Because
Do you think he was really in the suit, or was he just doing the voice?
Yes,
He was.
He was in the
100%.
suit.
That's Robert Picardo in the suit because
do you guys
that's
know
his
that?
And
mouth.
it just does his mouth down here. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
So
and
you could tell
and
from his
he,
teeth. Dude,
No,
I could
and-
tell by the way he was talking. I
and
don't think you could have matched that up.
No, I
Yes,
believe you.
and-
I believe you.
and
That's awesome.
and there is he's talked about being in the costume and
Okay.
the foam rubber picking up all of the sweat. And
That's what
how
I
heavy
can't
it-
imagine what it would have been like to be in that
No.
thing.
Yes.
Awful.
Worst high school mascot outfit ever.
Ever. Yeah. I'm just surprised he
And-
did it, honestly. I mean, yeah.
and he really does a good job with what he's supposed to do as an actor. Like he's really selling it. I just was disappointed only because I loved the tone of the first hour and 10 minutes of
Yep.
the movie. I was so in, and then the fact that that's where the movie goes to, and then there's a whole song. He sings that that little Richard
All around the
song.
world, rock and
Yes.
roll is here to stay.
That's right.
And I understand that maybe when you're younger, all of that is like fun and exciting and funny, but I just don't think it. I just don't think it works. Really.
Do you think that that's part of the studio element? Because it did seem like this movie's very serious, and while they're kids, this is not a kids movie so far. These are kids in an adult's movie, and then
It actually is
obviously
Joe
it
Dante.
turns straight kids movie once we hit the space.
That's all Joe Dante.
It is, okay.
That's what he wanted to do.
Got it.
He wanted to do all the Looney Tunes, all the film references, because
Got it.
that's what he knows.
Got it.
And like we were saying, like it is a very good idea. It's a cool concept.
Maybe it seems weird for a few minutes, but then once we find out they're kids as well,
Yes.
does that actually make more sense? Does maybe the dad should have come in sooner?
I love the fact that we find out that these two, that Whack and Neek, who's so into Wolfgang, by the way, like laying it on thick. She's into that kid. I love the fact that it's revealed that they're kids and they like took
Stole the
they
car.
went for like a joyride. Yeah,
Stole Dad's
and
car.
Their dad's big ship pulls up, and then a bigger version of them, who's actually also played by Robert Picardo in the suit.
Amazing.
Robert
He just
Picardo
comes
plays
humans. Like, what are these humans doing? And his little feelers had hands on the
Yes.
top because he's all
yes,
grown up.
full arms.
Yeah, right. Full arms.
The voice of the dad is actually done by Frank Welker from Scooby Doo. Fred from Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
No way.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Frank Welker. So I love that. I think it's great that these kids were joyriding. They were sending out signals to these other kids to essentially like come and play.
Yes.
I just think that section of meeting Whack to him doing his whole monologue, Ed Sullivan, all the Milton Berle comedian stuff into the Little Richard song, I think that's too long.
It's a rolls can hardly.
like-
rolls down one hill can hardly get up the next. Do
And
you
see,
think?
like,
Do you think,
It's
Brandon,
good.
that it was necessary to combat the heaviness of the reveal of what the humans would do if the aliens ever came? You know, when they show
I
the
still
movie
think-
montage.
Yeah,
we can't.
the day the Earth stood
Look
still.
what you would do to us.
I
'Cause that
still
was kind of
think
a
it would've
heavy
been
moment. The
impactful.
tone changes there too.
Yeah, I still
think
think it
you're
would have been
right.
impactful. Sorry,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead,
agree.
Dustin.
Oh no, sorry.
No. I actually
was
didn't
just-
hear what you said.
Oh, with what Jay was saying, like I think in that part of the movie when you have the aliens who are kids, you have kids that are going to space, you have other aliens that want friends, that want to get to know people, right? So, but they can't go all the way to Earth because they don't want to die, right? Because they think that we're just going to kill them.
And
I think that
germs.
humanizes them and gives them the same ability to. That's their dream. Then you have, Ben and Wolfgang. That's their dream, and so now they're meeting for the first time. So it kind of humanizes the situation where they're kind of like, we're the same. We're just different, right?
And when I was a kid,
to me, like I said, I agree that part could have been done better, but I think in the '80s, I think that part to me felt like, and forgive me if nobody agrees with me, but to me that was Sloth and the Goonies, and Sloth becoming the Goonies.
Wow.
He was so different from the aspect of it, but he was the same, right? And so but he was ugly and big and weird and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that kind of was that humanized part that they had in that correlation for the kids. So when I saw it, when you're a kid growing up, I loved it because I'm just like, man, I wonder if we're the only ones out there, and I wonder if they are just kids like us,
And
wow.
to that point, they sort of directly parallel that relationship, because the person who says, no, that's their dad, I know that, is Darren.
Right.
And
Is Darren, yeah.
He knows. He knows that tone.
Darren knows the tone of a dad yelling at his kids, right?
And that was a huge moment, like you're saying right there. That was a huge moment because it was a lot of him yelling.
Yeah.
Probably too much time, like you said, Brandon. But then he looks over at him and he goes, "It's their dad."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's like, trust
Yeah,
me,
and-
it's
and
their dad.
I think
Yeah.
that's the only complaint I have about this movie is the timing, the pacing at the end is, I think, just off.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's a lot. But I love all of that, and honestly, like, that is exactly why I love talking about movies, because everybody has a different perspective and everybody came into a film a different way, and everybody gets something different out of it, right?
When I think this is 1985 and then we realize that they're all just kids, I think about, well, what would I do if I went to my friend's house in 1985? We usually just watch television.
Yeah.
I broke.
So in a weird way, it kind of sort of does make sense to me, but I agree with everybody here with I don't know if it was perfectly executed. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on Whack and Neek and Dad Alien?
Well, I was going to ask you, Brandon, is the non-theatrical cut different in that? Is that sequence different at all from what you saw,
No.
or that's pretty much, yeah, okay.
No. The
So it
only
sounds
other
like-
difference comes later.
It sounds like the director's cut is shorter because they've pulled scenes
Yes,
out of
it is.
Really?
It's 3 minutes shorter, I believe.
Wow.
Home video cut is 106 minutes. Theatrical cut is 109 minutes.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I have it on Apple TV. I'm gonna see if there's special features because sometimes they'll have the other editions,
The other
versions.
cut,
because I
yeah,
wouldn't mind
potentially.
just seeing what the pacing is like, if it's any better, if it keeps moving.
Yeah.
It seems
Yeah.
like where they pulled stuff, I didn't think there was a problem. It's like
isn't
where
that
I would
funny?
change stuff seems to be the same.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Like we were saying, the first cut of the Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix walking together. You're right, Gibbs. It feels very much like a studio. Like this is how films are made. So it's
Establishing
like
shot.
it's not taking anything away really, or it is adding stuff to the movie. But I do really like the pacing of the Joe Dante cut up until the alien stuff. Like it really plugs along.
I wonder if it's worse, if it's more jarring when you get to the alien stuff because the other part has been truncated.
Yeah, true.
That-
Maybe then you're
could
like,
be it.
It's
yeah.
like, oh, they really tightened this up over here. What the hell is this?
Yeah, cut 10 minutes out of this, man. Like easy.
So which cut did you prefer overall?
Definitely the Dante cut.
Really?
And
Okay.
part of that is because I really, from the okay, granted, that was I chose to watch that one first. I chose
Oh, okay.
I see.
to watch Dante's version because I had previously read that he was forced to put out the theatrical version through the editing process and the rushed timeline. So I wanted to see what his intended version was, knowing that I was going to watch the theatrical after. So I might be a bias on that being the first one that I saw. Plus, it's his vision. But I really liked the smash cut of the very first scene of Ben watching the movie to then just being it's like screen goes black and Ben gets punched in the face. Like
Wow.
I was
So
like,
then how do we establish Wolfgang? Because he doesn't have his pants ripped. We haven't.
he calls him on the radio. We see Wolfgang.
Oh, right.
at
Okay,
night,
you're right.
3
You're right. You're
a.m.
right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's when I think Mom comes in and turns off the TV.
Yeah,
TV
he
gets
says my mom's
He
coming.
pretends to be
Yes.
sleeping. Right.
turns off the TV. Smash cut to Ben getting punched in the face.
Gotcha,
And for
gotcha,
me,
gotcha.
I was like, that is cool, unique, different editing for a 1985 movie.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, Joe Dante is subverting this Amblin, Steven Spielberg studio kids adventure movie, bringing in his sort of like his style, his pacing, and so I was all in,
Okay.
and like I've said many times, all of that went away at the end of this film. I was like, who made this? Who made the end of this movie? This can't be Joe Dante.
I'm just so happy you and I have switched roles this episode.
But Dustin, weren't you saying at the beginning that you disagree? You liked this portion of the film?
The end.
Yeah.
I liked it because you can't, and this is something that I did with my daughter too. So my daughter, she graded this movie a 5, right?
Oof.
And I think I want to say the average rating is between a 6.7 and like 6.9 or something.
Oh wait,
I
you're
wanna say
using
it's
10.
like right around there.
You're using 10.
Huh?
That's 5 out of 10.
Out of 10.
Oh, I thought it
Yeah,
was
out of
5 out
10.
of 5. I'm like, what? The?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
So when she rated this movie, when we watched it the other night, she rated the movie, and I was basing that off of everything she knows as a 15-year-old girl in 2025, born 2010. So then I gave her a different perspective, and I said, when we start doing some movie reviews as a little father-daughter, tag team, I said, you have to think about this for all the movies you know from the 1980s, and you got to forget everything that came after that. And I said, now, knowing that, the Goonies and the Star Wars and the Indiana Jones that we've watched, Back to the Futures, I said, knowing those movies, how would you rate this? And she said a 7.2. So to
She
her,
moved it up.
She moved it up.
the idea was way better because the expectation wasn't there of cell phones, internet, Google, what do you know, what do you not know? So for me, I think about it even today, how I felt back then, and I think I didn't know anything. There was nothing else to go on. Do aliens look like that? Well, they either look like that or actual aliens and predators and those kind of people, right?
Yep.
That's all you do. So to me, this was the good version of the bad aliens and the bad ones that you saw, right? So for me, I was thinking, they're kids. They're just like us. That's their dad.
Yep.
They look weird to us, like they said, and we
Yep.
look weird to them. So I think that I view a lot of this stuff, as being a huge movie. I mean, I love movies, and I view it as a way of when I watched it for the first time.
Yeah.
You hold on to those VHS moments. I tell people all the time, I said, you have a VHS, see if you can watch it in VHS.
Yep.
And I said, and then when you buy it, make sure that you open it up and double check and make sure it's actually the VHS.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Because I've done that a couple times.
Me
But
too.
it's a different spectrum. It's a different view when you view it as a kid or when you're
Yeah.
younger, or Brandon when you were like 10 years before you were born.
Yeah, exactly. 7.
7
years.
Dustin, how old is your daughter?
She's 15.
Okay, so she's slightly above the potential target audience, or right at the top end of that. So that's an interesting perspective you have in
Yeah.
watching these movies, is getting her take on it. Whereas like me and
And
you
I-
are more
and I-
just like
and
coming
it's-
from like, how did they like kind of the behind the scenes of it. Brandon obviously has a huge eye for all the like subtext and everything, but you actually have a younger person there. So that's kind of cool.
right?
I'm sure
and
you're
you
like
got to
me
have
where
that
you're-
balance sometimes too, right? Look at Jay. Jay comes from, like Jay's the behind the scenes guru, like of when it comes to TV and things like that, right? So he has a different perspective coming
That's
from
what I was
that.
going to say. We've got
Yeah.
that. Like, it's impossible for me to watch a movie and
Yes.
not pick apart the production.
Of
I'm sure
course.
it's the same for you.
And then you see like a shot with a bunch of extras, and you're like, God, so they had to close down those two.
Right,
stands.
exactly.
And
You
the
look at
second
what-
AD must have
Right.
been queuing, and my wife is just like, don't talk anymore. Like, I can't listen to
Exactly.
you break down how they had porta potties and catering and all
That's
that.
it. I look at a scene like that and I go dollar signs, and I'm thinking about what that
Yes.
would cost and how many people I'd have to hire to get that done or whatever.
I
Yeah.
turn to my wife all the time and go, this was an expensive scene. And
I-
she's like, be quiet. I don't care. Which is true. Who would?
Amazing. We got to watch movies together because that's
do.
exactly the
We
same.
do.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But you're right. Much like the characters in the movie, we all kind of bring a different little skill set to it.
Yeah, have a different
Oh.
perspective. That's beautiful. How poetic, Jay.
Right.
Let's just finish up this plot real quick. Neek gives Ben a little amulet, a necklace that's made of dreams. Darren,
stuff dreams are made of. Little Humphrey
Darren
Bogart.
gives Whack. Does he give Whack? Yeah, he gives Whack his Walkman.
And he puts it on no ears because his ears are below.
Yes, I know.
So
Yeah,
he just puts them on his head.
and then
cool.
Ben gives Whack the Lori photo.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, she's hot."
Well, when they pulled it out, it said, right? When they did that little thing earlier.
Yeah, it's all shtick. Every
So
second.
apparently we don't look that weird to them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, and Neek is so into Wolfgang, as we mentioned. Like,
Yeah, right.
She even says to Wolfgang when the dad is yelling, she's like, "No, he doesn't understand about us," or something like that, like insinuating that there's already an us.
That there's a connection.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It must have been the sucker on his hand where she was like,
Yeah. I do
We just
like
had sex.
her design. I will say I like her design with the hair, the pink hair coming over, and she's got like all the makeup on. I was like
The eyelashes on the
can't-
eyes.
Yes.
her face was like horizontal, and then
Yes.
the guys are like vertical.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Dad lets them go. They get back in Thunder Road, and they head back to Earth, and they crash in a lake. Lori is there for some reason. She sees them.
Well, not
coming
for some
back.
reason. Not for some reason. She started having the dream. And then she woke up and she
Oh,
ran
that's
down
right.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You're totally right, because I remember there's that shot where Ben is having the dream earlier in the film, and she's in the window.
Yes. And
Which
he's trying to talk to her.
actually-
Lori, it's a dream. It's a dream.
I absolutely loved that shot because they clearly shot her in a window of an actual room and then matted out just her window. So as the camera's moving, the perspective of the back of
Yes.
her room is changing.
Yes.
And it just works so well and looks so cool.
I totally agree with you. It reminded me,
so-
every time I saw it, even as a kid, it reminded me of the opening of The Twilight Zone. You remember the montage where the window would come by or whatever? It just always had that feeling
Yeah.
to me, and
That's
I loved that so much.
Yes. Cool.
So quick on that part that you said, when he has the amulet, right? And it's like the stuff that dreams are made of, right? And he was the one that Ben's the one that got the dream first, right?
Yeah.
So my perspective on that is they gave it to him, right? He's the connector, back to them, but that's the reason why Wolfgang is and Darren, why they're connected, and then she becomes connected, and then you have the police officer, he sees him in the ravine, and then he has his dream, things like that. So
Yeah.
I think it's just this whole connection that they have
Yes.
through Ben to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
like
yes,
that
yes.
Oh my God.
kid-like mentality.
I just realized, you know what they were missing at the end of the movie, because they all fly together in the dream. They needed Dick Miller
cop.
in there.
Yes,
Yes.
agreed.
Yeah, they needed him.
Have him just come out of nowhere.
Yes. Oh my God, that would have been the best. He's holding hands with Wolfgang and Darren. Woo!
That's the third cut, Brandon's cut.
I have a
right,
feeling,
right.
they set it up for a sequel, even though there was never one. I have a feeling like that would have probably worked in somehow. The Dick Miller character would have come back if they ever did more of it.
Yeah.
Because they even say and then they started calling again, and then the dream sequence, obviously.
So
I think he
there
holds
is
the amulet at school. First, well, I guess you'll do the plot. You'll do the plot.
Yeah. So
Brandon has
that leads me to directly what I was going to talk about is they're back in school. Ben has the amulet. He gets the note from Lori that says, "How was your trip?"
Yep. Did you have a nice trip?
And yeah, have a nice trip? Question mark. And then the amulet glows. Now, in your version, there is a scene that doesn't exist. Because there is a very cool sequence where all of a sudden
What he said can't be possible.
Ben is in the classroom alone, and it's sort of hazy and dreamlike, and then he turns around and the Thunder Road ship is in the classroom.
I remember that.
Is that in the version that you watched?
It might not have been in the one I saw today, but I do remember that. Is that in the home video version? Because I absolutely know what you're talking about. And I don't know if the amulet
that's not
glows.
in the theatrical cut.
Do you think it glows, or he's just kind of holding it and then he reflects it and the light catches it, and then that's what we see? There's a flare.
Okay. I was gonna say it glows because you see it on his face, but to your point, yeah, maybe it is.
Well, it could be either one.
It is a reflection. I just assumed it glowed because it's alien shit.
Glow.
Okay. Glow.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do remember that, where then all the students are gone, the desks are still there, but in the back of the classroom is the Thunder Road, which has already sunk to the bottom of the lake. Huh.
Yeah. That's
I'm
not
gonna go back
in
and
the
check. I don't think that
theatrical-
was in my version today. You're right.
Yeah, that's not in the theatrical version.
Once again,
and then we get
until today. I don't know if I ever saw it in widescreen. Like I think, like Darren's version, I probably only ever saw this on HBO or VHS.
VHS, cool.
Yeah. That's cool. And then the final sequence is they're all connected in the same dream. They're all flying through the clouds. It's very Peter Pan. It feels like it feels like it's referencing Peter and Wendy and her brothers flying through on their way to Neverland.
But this is a new map, and they make a lot of comments about that. Ooh, this is more complicated. Ooh, this is more complex.
Yeah.
What is this one gonna do?
Yeah,
Ooh.
where are we gonna go? Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lori floats in.
Yeah. Yeah. And like,
whoa. Ah,
yeah,
we got it.
Yeah. Oh, and then they share a kiss. That's right.
Oh, you're right.
Ben and Lori share a kiss.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, like such a ride, really.
No kidding. That's an understatement. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. Here's some. Any other thoughts on the film, Dustin, Gibson, Jay?
No. I'm gonna see
not except for the fact that as a kid, I was always waiting for the second one to come around. It always felt like there was going to be another one, right? So you always wanted that. To me, that was like the Back to the Future and Flight of the Navigator. I always wanted to see
Flight of the Navigator,
right? I mean, Back to the Future, it happened, but like Flight of the Navigator and Explorers, to me, were two of those movies where the second one that was going to come was always going to be that surprise. There was going to be something better, something bigger, right?
Yeah.
So Flight of the Navigator, I just thought like two ships, right? Like as a kid.
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman and Pee Wee Herman Jr.
I love that you put those two together because both are so good and yet not 100%. I love Flight of the Navigator with a passion, but it's majorly flawed.
Oh yeah, easily.
But I would have loved the second one of those. Although you know what, you can watch Lisa Down's documentary. Life After Navigator, and it follows Joey Kramer and all this stuff, and it's kind of interesting because you learn so much. It kind of is nice. It's not a sequel, but it's nice to go back to it.
I was talking to her about trying to get Joey on the show.
Joey Kramer, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
A note this is more of a question. Did you guys notice how straight Ethan Hawke's teeth are in this movie? Whereas in life, I don't remember them ever being straight. Like all his adult movies, they're a little bit, And and as a kid, he's every time he smiles, they're like perfect. Yeah. Maybe you got
the one thing I noticed
maybe
is I could feel Ethan Hawke's performances as an adult in the child version of himself. There was something about the way he said things and the way he looked. I was like, oh my god, like he acts the same. Like I could just see all of his performances from his first film.
Yep.
Like that's how good of an actor he is as a kid, is that he's still like at the top of his game 40 years later, but I could see it all in the 12-year-old Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
love Ethan Hawke as an actor. I mean, I think he's always had some of those roles that were, um, you didn't think that was a role for him until you see him start acting in it, and then all of a sudden it turns into like one of your favorite. Like for me, like Training Day was one of those ones where you had Denzel Washington, but for him to be able to play opposite of Denzel Washington and do just as good as a job, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I love Ethan Hawke. I think.
What's your favorite Ethan Hawke movie, everybody?
I have two.
Just because I like Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, technically I have four, but I'll count the Before trilogy, the Richard Linklater Before trilogy as one.
Okay.
That's the three films with Julie Delpy. Is that her name? And then Richard Linklater's other film, Boyhood, with Ethan Hawke, the film that they shot over the course of 12 years with real aging actors. They shot it every summer for 12 years, and the actor starts at, I think he's like 6 or something like that, all the way up until he graduates, goes to college. It's Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette, and it is such a cool movie because you're watching these people actually age, and this story is great, and the film is great.
God, that's a big swing too. I love a big swing. I mean, that Boyhood, that
totally.
was
It has to work.
That's an ambitious freaking.
Yeah.
Just to get a studio to sign on to that, they're like, we don't even know who's going to work here in a dozen years. Are you kidding me? I can't.
How many different executives oversaw that movie in 12 years? Probably
how many times
12
to
15.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
And they would write it every year, kind of inspired by things that were going on. And truthfully, like if anything were to have happened to anybody, they didn't want to have the story planned out. It's just, okay, next summer we know we're spending 6 weeks shooting this. Let's write this next year, right?
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
And that actually explains some of my questions about, like, how did you know Richard Linklater was going to live long enough or whatever, to do a 12-year project? You just don't know. Anything can happen.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
What a favorite Ethan Hawke's for you guys?
Did you do all 4 of yours, or was that...
I counted the Before trilogy as
one.
I got it. I said it's technically 4 movies, but the Before trilogy is one story in my mind.
Got it. What about you?
He took Boyhood.
Boyhood's good.
Yeah, it is.
What about Gattaca? Remember that from the 90s?
I've never seen it.
Not my favorite.
No? Okay. What about Predestination from a couple years ago?
Yeah.
That was a very interesting movie, I thought.
That was an interesting movie.
Nice concept, very high concept.
Yeah.
Were you guys fans of The Purge?
Not really, no.
Oh, shit, I
like
forgot
The
he's the
Purge.
dad in The Purge. Oh, my God. You're right.
Yeah.
That
you
is
know what I just saw Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that there is some Blumhouse movies that I think that they understand their own concepts by the time the second movie rolls around.
Interesting.
That's right.
So
That's funny.
the Purge, I think, is the perfect example because what I think people actually wanted to see was the chaos of Purge Night. And that is an aspect of the first Purge, but the first Purge is really like a home invasion.
It's a home invasion story, yes,
correct.
absolutely.
Yes.
It's
but it's not until the second movie
Smart Room.
when it's like
Safe
now,
house. Safe room.
Yeah,
Safe room.
Safe room. Safe
Panic
room.
room.
Safe room. Panic
room.
Panic room. Oh my God. All right, we got there.
I'm sorry. You know what I just saw recently was a Netflix movie that I didn't think I'd like, mainly just because it was so heavy, but I really liked it a lot, was Leave the World Behind, Ethan Hawke.
Oh,
that sounds so
okay.
familiar.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Leave the World Behind? Is that what you said?
Yeah, nobody else. I think it's Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke as the couple.
Oh! I know exactly what you're talking about.
This is where, like, there's the theory that there's a cabal who controls everything, the government and all the decisions and everything that happens in the world.
Yes.
And then the premise of this movie is, all that's true, but guess what? No one's in control. So when somebody does pull the plug, which could be anybody, it could be somebody who's rich and powerful, or it could be some guy with a computer or whatever.
Right.
Nobody knows what's going to happen, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
And it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And the guy from Green Book, which is a fabulous movie, I can't remember his name, the actor who plays the musician in that, African-American actor, is so talented, and he's in this as well. But I would recommend it. I would recommend it. It came out at the same time as Civil War, and I thought I'd like Civil War more, and I didn't like that one at all, and then I really liked this other
I
one.
like Civil War.
You did?
I did. I really did.
Well, then you might like this other one,
But
too,
you know
though.
what? Maybe story-wise, or the things that people like about, I just like the use of the still photography. I thought
Agreed.
that was really amazing.
Agreed. There
So
was some
that's
great
why I
concepts.
like it. But I guess other people are like, "Well, what about the story?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess whatever."
No, there were
But
good concepts in it,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, detour.
Yeah.
No.
But Ethan Hawke's not in that one, but he is in the other
No,
one.
he is in the other one.
I did forget that Ethan Hawke. I totally forgot about this movie because it was just, you got to think it's only going to be when he's like, what, late teens, I guess, would be White Fang.
Oh, I forgot about White Fang.
God, he's
Right,
had a good career.
I
yeah.
just saw that on the thing when I looked. That's 1991. And so that's 6 years. So he's 19 there. I love that because everybody wanted a wolf after that movie. Everybody thought they could get a wolf and tame it after that movie, right? I had
Well,
4
it's a
dogs. I
beautiful
thought one
story.
of them had to have some wolf in them.
It's a beautiful story.
Real quick, I'm gonna hit you with some release information. So obviously, Explorers comes out July 12th, 1985, week after Back to the Future, as we talked about, the day before Live Aid, so nobody went to the theaters. It opened number 6 at the box office.
Ooh.
I had it up here. Just where is it here? Had them here. So number 1, Back to the Future. Number 2, Mad Max, Beyond Thunderdome. Number 3, Cocoon. Number 4, Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Number 5, Pale Rider, the Clint Eastwood. And then number 6, Explorers.
Wow, what a weekend!
but what about the second weekend? How did it drop to 12th?
I just
Because
had
if
it
it
up
was
here.
only
What
in
about
there
the 13th
2
weekend,
weeks.
Brandon? What about the
You know-
13th weekend?
It only was in theaters for 2 weeks, Dustin.
What?
So
You
it
must have
dropped to
missed that
number
part,
9.
Yeah. That's unbelievable
It dropped.
to me.
It dropped to number 9 its second week. Still all the same. Silverado.
It just
popped
got
up
it just
there.
Silverado,
got
one of
lost
my
in the
favorite
sauce. It
movies.
just got
Well, that's
there.
it.
had to
It went to
Saint
9,
Elmo's
but as
Fire.
Brandon and I figured out another episode, like it was all Back to the Future and Rambo. That's all anybody was watching.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of 80s movies were set up for sequels. I think every single one.
Probably.
And then the studio was like, well, we'll just see how it does. Mm-hmm. And this one was certainly set up for a sequel. And the only major reason I can see it didn't get it was because it just completely got covered
Swept
up
under
at
the
the
carpet.
at the box office.
So
Yeah.
$25 million budget made $9.8 million in the theater. So
I will say this. I can't
certified
believe that
bomb.
was a $25 million movie.
yeah,
yeah.
especially back then.
Yeah.
Six million of that was to ILM alone.
Do you remember what Back to the Future's budget was?
I don't.
Okay. I don't either.
I'm
I
sure-
thought it was
I'm sure we
17
can
or
look it up.
18. Might have been more.
Yeah, I'm too curious now.
I'm pretty
gonna
sure
look
that
it
the
up real
sequels
quick.
were 35 each. 35 for 2, 35 for 3.
Brandon, you don't strike me as a curious person.
And he did the eyebrow raise, too.
19 million.
That's perfect. Yeah. Hilarious.
Back to the Future was $19 million.
19, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
was more than Back to the Future by a significant chunk.
Wow.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
depressing. That's sad.
But like you were saying, that the expectations are that it should be like the 80s movies. They should be a sequel to it. They're setting it up,
Yeah.
whether you do it or you don't do it, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I always thought that Big Trouble in Little China deserved a good, quicker turnaround, maybe a 4 or 5 year later sequel.
Yeah,
Instead
Bigger
of never.
Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that The Rock tried to bring that back?
No,
No.
I didn't.
Kurt Russell, on interview, he goes, "Did you hear that Dwayne Johnson was thinking about playing Jack Burton and bringing back, Big Trouble in Little China?" And in the interview, he looks and he goes like this. He goes, "Good luck." That's all he said. Like, and if you think about it, that's true. I mean, who's going to play Jack Burton? Anybody else besides Jack Burton? No, you better make that
Yeah.
movie about 30 years in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys know the Ghostbusters Firehouse is in that one too, right?
Is it really?
Yeah. The LA actual interior Ghostbusters Firehouse is in that Big Trouble in
Yeah.
Little China.
Same with The Mask.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's The Mask, yeah.
Yes.
Not the mask we're going to watch on this show.
Yeah, not Mask, but we're talking
Oh,
about
Mask,
The
you're
Mask.
right. No, the.
All right, and our favorite boys, Siskel and Ebert. This is what they had to say about Explorers. Ebert said that the aliens are disappointing and it's anticlimactic. Siskel said it's real boring. He said it's like a Johnny Carson monologue. It's like the Johnny Carson monologue. After that, it's less interesting. They both agree that it was the wrong idea for the payoff at the end, and they both gave it thumbs down.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get that.
I wonder though how much money it made in VHS sales, rent. I wonder if they recouped some money though as the years went on.
They
cool
had to, because this
classic
was on
type of
HBO
thing,
my
or-
whole childhood.
Okay, so that right there.
Yeah.
And the VHSs
I'm
that we all
VHS,
had.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I always think,
But I don't know
So,
about 14 million.
Probably not.
I watch a lot of movies. I love movies very much, and I always find it interesting when something isn't on my radar. I feel like there's got to be something in the culture where I've never really, until we decided to do this show, I had never even really heard of Explorers. I didn't know it was the Joe Dante film. I didn't even know Ethan Hawke was in it. I just don't think people are talking about it.
Right.
And I think part of that is because maybe the payoff isn't as good as it could be. And so it does sort of get lost in the shuffle. And there obviously is diehard fans and people that grew up with it and have nostalgia for it that do keep it alive to the point where Blu-ray re-releases are happening.
Right.
But I always think that there has to be something if it's not in the conversation 40 years later, right?
Yep. Totally agree with you.
There's lots of good stuff in this movie,
That's what
but
I
it's
told you.
hard when the end isn't paying off for adults, let's say.
Yep.
For Siskel and Ebert, the fact that the end isn't paying off, they're walking out of the theater and they're kind of dismissing the front 2/3 of this movie. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, one of the things I like to do on this show, Dustin and Gibson, is, do you guys know about the app Letterboxd? Have you heard of it?
Yes. Question
Okay,
mark?
so Letterboxd is it's a social media light app. You can follow me on Letterboxd, Brandon Mindell. And what it is it's you log the movies that you've watched. You give them a star rating out of 5. You can give them a heart if you like them, and you can write your own reviews. I absolutely love it because people write hilarious, snarky reviews that are so pointed at each individual movie. I love it. So
Yeah.
I like to go through Letterboxd and I like to pull some reviews for
Cool.
the movies that we're
Great.
They're
we're
usually pretty
talking
funny.
about.
He picks
So
funny
That's
ones. Yeah.
awesome.
these are some of the reviews from Letterboxd. So Denzel says, River Phoenix, as the geeky scientific kid, Joe Dante, you crazy son of a bitch. 3 stars. Tyler says, when I was a kid, I would daydream of having a friend group exactly like this.
Uh-huh.
That one was sweet. I like that one.
Oh.
Dredger says, decent movie that lost its fucking mind about a quarter or 3/4 of the way in. 2.5 stars.
Well said.
L says, I'd give it 4 stars if the alien part wasn't like that. Anyway, Small Scientist River is adorable.
Yeah.
3 stars. Tailsin82 says, definitely the weirdest of the 80s kids movies about space, but I love it. 4.5 stars.
Wow.
Let's talk about that one really quick. Whoever it was kind of said about the kids going to space from the 80s. Flight of the Navigator, Explorers,
Space Camp.
Space Camp. Okay.
Also 85, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
it's
I'm just trying. I was in my head trying to think. There's only got to be like maybe 2 or 3,
of them,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Why were we jettisoning children into the space in the 80s?
Ironically, Space Camp is not 1985. I think
Okay.
it's 84. But one of the young actors in Space Camp is, at the time, credited as Leaf Phoenix, which is
Right.
River Phoenix's younger brother, who we
Joaquin,
know
right.
today as Joaquin Phoenix.
I think it's 86, but I
that's
know we're
right.
in the pocket.
Yeah, it might be. I know it's right before or right after. You're right. It might be 86. The last one I have here is from Joshua. It says, It's fun to think of Joe Dante as the Mr. Hyde to Spielberg's Dr. Jekyll. Dante is weird Spielberg, 4 stars.
Yeah, that might be true. He is weird Spielberg.
I really like that. I had never.
That's
really
not a
thought
bad
of it that
review.
way.
I
No.
mean, if that's how you're
Yeah.
labeled, I'd be like, great. This
I'll
will
take
be a
it.
good career.
Yeah.
And we
Spielberg
didn't
light.
even really talk about this poster is so cool.
I agree,
yeah.
but I don't
Bike,
think
the
it says anything about the
skateboard.
movie.
No.
No, and actually that was the post that I made today. I showed both the posters because this poster is so intriguing to me. It is so mysterious. It's so cool. It's very Steven Spielberg, very Amblin, very
Yeah.
E.T. But the other poster is goofy. It's a drawing of the 3 boys with Whack the Alien reaching around, which is arguably, arguably more of a representation of the film. But come on,
No, that's cool.
Was that like a film, or was that a one of the posters that came out for the movie, or was that something that was done later for
no. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about this one, or are you talking about
That
the
one.
one? This is the official poster. This is the main poster.
Oh, gotcha.
I believe the poster of the 3 boys was maybe like a European poster. I didn't delve too much into it. I just was looking at all the different posters. But I honestly, I cannot stop looking at this image. I'm
Well, you
so
like bicycles
enthralled
too,
with
so.
it. Yes, I do really like bikes. Yeah, I just think it's so cool, mysterious. So great poster.
Although, if you went just based off of that poster,
I would be disappointed in
because that
every
looks,
single thing
that
about
looks
the
like
movie.
an alien visiting
Yep.
town kind of
Absolutely.
a movie, not a kids
Exactly.
going to aliens movie. So
Brandon
Yes.
nailed it. It is completely not representative of the film.
right.
Yeah, I talked about this in the Teen Wolf episode, but one of my favorite things about Shout Factory releases is all the cover. They always
They give you
create
both.
new art for it.
Yeah, I love
So much like Dustin's VHS, they created the cover with just the Thunder Road on it.
But
right?
unlike
And that's
the movie poster, it seems like someone who made that poster watched the movie first and said, this is
Exactly.
representative of the film you're about to see.
Right.
but it maybe there is a sense of trying to trick the audience because we are 3 years past ET. So I think that there is something to be said about trying to trick people into coming to the theater to see this mysterious space kid alien movie.
Yeah.
If only they knew there'd be a time travel movie out.
Okay, so the very last thing we have
big
to do
one. A
officially
big
on the
one,
show
yeah.
is because of Letterboxd rates their movies out of 5 stars. We rate all of these movies out of 5 stars. Jay, would you like to go first?
Sure. I think that if I saw this movie today, I'd probably. It's a big swing. It starts very, very strong. I think I'd probably graciously give it 3 stars because of the nostalgic factor for me. I loved it when I was a kid. I enjoyed watching it today, even though I recognized it wasn't as good as I remembered it to be. I'd say 3.5.
Yeah, that's your final.
Yeah.
3.5. Nice.
It's
Dustin.
knowing that that's being very positive because of the nostalgic factor. I'm aware that
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a 3.5 star film.
Yeah.
Oh, are we rating this as in seeing this today, or an overall of the movie from even as we were kids and stuff?
However you want to rate it out of 5
choose.
stars.
I would do it. I mean, like Jay was saying about the nostalgia reasons and stuff. I think for me that plays such a huge part with this movie.
Yep.
So if I was grading this out of 5, that wow adventure, even towards the end of the movie, I felt like there was that little quarter for me. That quarter version, it was just everything that was the alien, like you were saying, Brandon, that went on too long. There was just that little bit that went too long. Other than that, the kind of the end of the movie, leaving it open, the whole beginning part, the montage, to me, that was a solid 4.2.
Yeah.
Out of 5 stars for me, because it was the adventure part of it. It was, I'm thinking, I'm a kid. I don't give a flying fuck. This is exactly how I want to see a movie with these kids going to space. So
I almost said 4 as well.
That's fair.
Trying to be more realistic.
Gibson, rating out of 5 stars.
I'm gonna go 3-2. 3.2. And that's me building in maybe 0.2 to 0.4 of it.
I think you can only do half. I think you can do half.
I can only do half?
I think
Okay.
we're on the half side.
I'm going to stay on for 3 then.
Oh, we're only going halves? I go 4.5.
You're changing, so 4.5?
If I had to round up or down, I'd probably round it up.
Okay. So, sorry. So Gibson, are you doing 3 or 3.5?
3.
We're using the format that the app uses.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I am a 3 as well. I really, when I started watching this movie, I was like, oh my god, like this might be a 4. This might even creep into 5 stars.
I'm with you. It starts so strong.
No, I
agree. Starts so strong, and I'm so impressed with how it looks. I'm so impressed with Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix, and Jason Preston. I'm just like, I was legitimately like blown away that I had never seen this movie before and hadn't even really heard of it. And it's just the ending. The ending just doesn't do it for me. So yeah, solid 3 stars. On Letterboxd, I did give it 3 stars and a heart because I think it does.
It deserves the heart for sure.
It deserves the heart because I really did enjoy so much of it, but from like a technical aspect, I wasn't fully on board.
I feel like this movie has a lot of heart. There's so much heart, and that Ben has so much heart, and the characters are so good. Like it's very honest and authentic. That's another thing about this. And 80s movies were not always necessarily that way. Sometimes they were kind of tongue in cheek. This was very honest and authentic, I thought, until the wheel.
The kids feel very real and honest, like you said, and they're good to each other. You know what I mean?
There's Goonies like.
Yeah.
The parents are having problems. Nobody's life is perfect. That's what the 80s was like for me.
They're supporting each other. There's no infighting between them.
Right.
They're going through this adventure together.
Yes.
Yeah. And the kids are written well. I will
Agreed.
say,
big agree.
For being a genius and like a sci-fi nerd, like not once did I feel like there was a sort of like inaccuracies or misrepresentation. Like I was saying at the top of the show, I feel very akin to Ben, and I do think that sometimes a nerd can be written to a way that I'm like. I'm up against it. Like, I'm like, okay, that's not actually that's not how fans actually talk about stuff and like that's not a real fan, right? But Eric Luke clearly is a real fan of science fiction, and he put all of that in his screenplay.
Yeah. I would love to know what his intentions were for the through line, like how the flow went. Because if that was all Joe Dante, a lot of that stuff, like.
Right. Well, when I say Joe Dante, I mean the two of them together, like. Because they were coming up with those ideas on the fly. Because from the get-go, Joe Dante wasn't sold on the 3rd act of the script, and this is what they came up with.
Oh, well, I still would wonder what the writer would have done without the director's
because I was saying, when Joe Dante got the script, I was saying at the beginning of the show, the end was the boys playing baseball on Mars. And saving Earth.
You did say that. Sorry, so much.
Yes,
this is
and
a long
Joe Dante
episode,
wasn't into that.
Gotcha.
Does anybody have any other thoughts on Explorers?
Yeah, I was gonna say if they did a sequel film, I would have wanted to see way more of Ludwig's house and world and his dad and all that.
Yeah,
that's what I would have. I mean, other things could have happened, but I feel like that was a very small slice of the first movie, and like to see that dad and mom character and just the dynamic of the house. If they did a sequel, it would have been cool to be there a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and we never really talked. Like, it's very sad that we lost River Phoenix so young. Of a drug overdose. Because
that's
he would
2
have
in this
been...
movie. 2 deaths from drug overdose. Doses.
Because I think very similar to his brother Joaquin Phoenix, I think River Phoenix would have been one of our great interesting actors today.
I agree. I think he probably would have been a Robert Redford type.
I would have
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like
to me,
Mr. Credibility.
River Phoenix would have been like a I guess like would to me would have been like a Brad Pitt meets a Harrison Ford kind of character. I think he could have gone both ways with that, right? Like I think he would have been solid roles, could have played those easy parts just as well as those hard parts.
You're saying that because he played Harrison Ford.
I know I was going to say
and you got to see that though, because for me, River Phoenix was going to take over as Indiana Jones. He was going to.
We all thought that, right?
But more than Indiana Jones, he also played Harrison Ford's son in The Mosquito Coast, which is why he got Last Crusade.
Oh wow!
Unbelievable.
River Phoenix. Yeah.
I've been meaning to rewatch that because I tried the TV show recently and it was not so great. But does the movie still good? Should I watch it? The Mosquito Coast?
I've never seen it. I just know that.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll look it up.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's talk about what we're gonna do next week, Jay, and then we'll hit the plugs and we'll get the hell out of here.
Well, what month is it next month?
Well, next month is October, spooky season.
Best time of the year.
So
do you want me to, you tell me when you want me to fake pop in the tape.
Yeah, we'll just play. We'll play it at the end of this, I guess. So next month we're going to be doing all horror movies. Next week we are going to be covering Reanimator.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And one of my favorite gory, weird horror movies, and we have a guest lined up that I'm very, very excited for. He is a fan's fan. He is one of the coolest filming locations, horror history. Sean Clark. People may know him on Instagram or YouTube as Malfunction. Does Malfunction.
Yeah.
He does Horrors Hallowed Ground, the series. The guy collects film props and from horror movies. He lives and breathes
every
horror.
Film prop from every horror movie. It's insane. When he told me how much stuff he has from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it blew my mind. All the hero stuff.
Cool.
He is going to. I think he's going to teach us some stuff about Reanimator, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. But like I said, next month is all spooky movies. It's horror month on A Blockbuster Year. So let's pop in the spooky tape, Jay.
It'll look like this next month. Good job on that. I got to give Brandon so much credit. He does all the graphics and all of the stuff for the show.
Wow.
I'm always impressed with every single thing you send me, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much. It was just an idea because we play our intro at the beginning of the show, and I was like, oh, we're going to do all horror next month. Oh, I got to make a horror intro. So I just threw that together.
I'm Mr. Production Value over here, though. So whenever you throw I'm not doing any graphics. So when he throws me something like that, it really makes the whole thing kind of tie together.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you,
buddy. Dustin, where can people find you online?
Oh my goodness gracious! You can follow me at Dustin Mario Johnson on Facebook. I have a fan cast. That's fan-cast Facebook page as well, and on YouTube is fan-cast-DMJ, and we're a podcast that we have 4 shows per week. Monday nights we do a warrior health podcast. So I usually run that, and I do that for good mental health awareness, help people out, a good platform for people to talk, speak, and have a safe place. Tuesday night is, as Bayman would say, official Goonies podcast night. So we've been doing Meet the Goonies. We've been doing recaps of Rose City. We do recaps of the 40th, talk about the 41st. We have all kinds of stuff. It seems Goonies is never going to end when it comes to that stuff. Right. Daryl and myself, Daryl Boggs, Throwback Thursday nights. Tomorrow night, we do all kinds of stuff from movie trivias to music, pop culture, anything 80s, 90s type stuff. And then No Fucking Filter Friday nights where anything goes. And last week, Daryl and I sitting with no shirts and 3 other women. So just to give you an idea of that. But
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Daryl came in buck naked, and I felt like I had to at least take my shirt off in that podcast just to at least help him out a little bit. But yeah, it's just one of those random things where I had yeah, right, exactly. That was all Daryl on that one. You're gonna have to give him some shit on that one, Jay. But no, it was fun. It's people getting real. We get in conversations where people are crying because they're talking about their past and having some drinks and hanging out, and then there's other people that chime in and they tell us their stories. So when I say no fucking filter, it's more so not like we're swearing a bunch. It's more so like we're expressing our emotions, our feelings. We're being real with each other. Nobody's trying to hide anything, and so it's just a good platform for that. So, and don't ask me why I'm doing 4 shows, 2.5 jobs, single dad, and I have an Etsy. I don't even know what's going on half the time. So yeah. So feel free to come on in and see the shenanigans, if you will.
I've been on your show, man. Awesome. It's a blast. It's really, really fun.
It was. Oh, dude, that was such a good energy. Show, Jay, you and me getting real for a straight hour. I mean, it was longer than an hour, but for an hour of that was the realest talk to sit there with somebody and have people. I mean, the chat was going crazy. People would just respond.
Let's do it again. I had a blast. I have a blast every time I'm on your show. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd love if all of you guys. It'd be fun to come on, have Daryl and myself. We'll do a platform of 6, and we'll get crazy with some movie talk. We'll go down the production side of it. We'll go down the. I kind of like doing those Brandon's reviews. I think that's friggin' awesome. I mean, the funny factor in some of those people and what they can come up with, I think is pretty hilarious. That's a great move.
Yeah,
to find
Letterboxd. Check it out. It's so much fun. I love it.
We can talk movies, but I like crying with you.
I do.
We did. He was having a rough day, and we got together. And I was like, I want to do your podcast tonight because let's be friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be there for each other. It's all good. It's all good. I love you, man. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was very enjoyable.
It was very well received by a lot of people. A lot of people literally reached out to me, and after Jay and I were done with that podcast, I had 68 different people Facebook message me. And it took me 2.5 hours to get through everybody to respond, to read the stories, people actually not wanting to chime in on the podcast, but just to reach out to me. And it was crazy. By the next morning, I think I had 130 something messages from people that were watching it the next day, people from the UK that were, different time zones. And it was like, wow, I'm like, that conversation really impacted a lot of people. It brought out a lot of things that people wanted to talk about, and it solidified where I was telling Jay, I don't know if I want to keep doing it because it's hard sometimes, right? But then in that moment, it was like, no, I'm going to do this, not just for me, but because of all the people that were telling me, like, it was so awesome for them. It made them feel like they were a part of our conversation.
That's so beautiful.
It was good. It was good. Not that I'm going to start crying again, but those moments, that you go through, sometimes it's nice to have a friend there, and it's nice to have people support you. And then you can in turn give that back to them. So
we did a late night playset last night where everybody was crying. It was like a men's health thing. It was totally unintentional, but it just was what it was. So I think the fact that you're real and authentic is your draw. That's why I, forgive the term, but fell in love with you when I met you. Up at Bayman and Liz's house. I think you're the real deal. I think you're awesome. If you ever need anything, I'm your guy.
Dude, I appreciate that very much.
Dude, and what you're doing is important because
amazing to get a chance to meet you too when we were up there at the house and stuff like that. It was a rarity for me. I was up there by myself. I was kind of like, there was nobody around. I was kind of like listening to your guys' conversations because Justin was up there and stuff too, and it was like, I was like laughing and then kind of watching and stuff. And then Jay just walks up and it was like an introduction. Here's everybody here and like, how you doing? And like, what's going on? It was just very inclusive. And in that moment, I felt like I was kind of like just the big goofy dude standing by the gate, you know what I'm saying? Which I was still the big goofy dude standing by the gate. But I mean,
do you remember that holding tent where they would play the movie? And so that's where we met him. He's just kind of in the corner of the thing. And they, you guys all kind of knew us. So you're moving us all around. And he's like, what the, who the hell are these guys? And the whole thing. So we all just kind of, butted up. That's all.
Yep.
It was just like the Goonies.
It was, exactly, man. It was.
Yeah. It's a good thing we shot that so slow because it seemed like while everyone was waiting for 3-4 hours to go in the house,
we all became friends.
Everybody made these amazing connections. If we would have been efficient and you only had 5 minutes in the house and out, so it was good. Production was behind.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done. I can't remember how many times I went up to
that interview.
I can't remember how many times I went up to you and Dave Knight to be like, "Oh, so how was it, guys?" And they're like, "We haven't been in yet."
Dude, we were on the second. They said we're gonna have you next. What? Okay, we're gonna have you behind the people that are next. Okay, sounds good. We came up like, hey, if you guys want to go sit down, we're gonna get you. We have a group, and then we're gonna get the. We heard that for 3 hours. Dave and I were like burnt on our heads. I looked at him and I go, "You want to go to the canopy?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "Let's go." And so we just went to the canopy. But I'll tell you what, though, after that was done, it couldn't have been a better time. It was seeing the sunset through the windows, getting an opportunity to go. It was with Richard Bates and Dave and Troy with the Mama Fratelli Jeep. It was
cool.
awesome.
That was your group.
Then
Nice.
do my interview in the back with you guys, right? Like in front of everybody, and to be so nervous in that moment, and then get done and have. Richard and, production people there, you guys it was just like, hey, that was amazing. That was a great job. And I'm over here like, okay, awesome. What do I do next?
You're done. Have a nice night.
Yeah, right. Here we go. That was fun.
It was a great weekend. Lots of memories.
It was.
Yes.
Gibson, where can people find you?
I'm still catching up to all of you. I just started YouTube and Instagram, Gibson's Explorers Club. So I'm just pretty much travel vlog stuff around LA, like Halloween right around the corner. Going to be doing all this Halloween stuff next weekend. I'm going to be in San Jose at the Winchester Mystery House.
Oh, cool!
Because they're doing a huge Halloween layover. It's the company is 13th Floor. They do Queen Mary's Dark Harbor.
Sure.
And this is their first year producing a huge walkthrough up at the Winchester. So I'm going to be there opening night and just all that kind. I mean, I go out and do just also because of my job. I'm out and about all the time with friends and family, and people have been telling me I'm always filming everything. And people have been saying for years and years, you got to post it. And so finally I'm like, okay, I'm going to just start doing it. So.
Did we ever say on the air tonight that Gibson was part of the production team up at the Goonies house? I know we said it before. Did we ever actually tell the audience?
No, yeah, we talked about how we all were up at the Goonies weekend, but we didn't specifically say what Gibson was doing up there.
Right,
yeah.
Right. He was there you are a fan, but you were not there in the capacity of a fan. You were working.
Correct.
A lot.
Yeah. We worked on that show from January to basically August. I mean, it's still being edited right now, but I mean, we spent a lot of time in Astoria. So
all I know is I kept thinking I was
I'm
leaving
still
the next day, and then you guys
right
kept being like, "Oh, we're doing another thing. Oh, we're doing another thing." I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll leave Monday. Well, I guess I'll leave Tuesday.
Yeah.
Maybe Wednesday."
Yeah. And I mean, we ran out of shooting days and everything, and we sent our gear and our crew home.
Personal
and then
cameras you guys were using.
Yeah, my DSLR, our showrunners, because we'd be like, well, tomorrow we booked this, and Bayman got the Astoria police to chase Troy's Jeep through town and all that. So it's going to be a really fun show. We're really excited for everybody to see it. So.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We cannot wait. All of us fans who got to experience that weekend, that house, we cannot wait to see this documentary. I can't even imagine the people that don't even know what you guys have done for that production and for that house, the people that weren't there that weekend. There is some, I just can't wait for that thing to come out.
Well, and it's a docu-series, so it'll stretch. It's not just like a one release. It's gonna, we're gonna have parts. It's gonna need a companion podcast. Just saying.
Hey, I like
talking
that.
Talking Astoria.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for letting me.
A few weeks ago, Gibson and I bumped into each other in Disney's California Adventure.
Hilarious.
My dad and I were sitting on the bench, and we were like, "Oh, hey, that's the guy from the Goonies weekend." Oh, yeah.
I was there for work, and someone was like, I mean, I recognized you guys as soon as I saw you, but you guys like waved me down, and I was like, "Oh my God, like what are you guys doing here?" And then you guys roll deep Disney, so I'm gonna be seeing a lot of you. I know that for sure because you guys are at all the big Disney events.
It was awesome to catch up and to just thank you and your team for the things that you pulled together for a lot of us that weekend. Was just like it's something I'll never ever forget. It was a top star moment of my fan life, was that whole experience at that house. And
once we got you on the right side of the fence.
Yes, once I was on the right side of the fence. I cannot wait for people to see this project.
Yeah, me too. People hear us talk about it and everything because there was no photos. Obviously, you guys were very strict about that.
Of course.
But they won't believe it. No one is going to believe it.
Right.
It's amazing.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited too.
Yeah. We're excited. We're excited to get out there. So TBD.
Yeah.
You guys will be the first to find out.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sure.
sure. And then we do. I think the podcast.
Yeah.
Companion podcast. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It needs one.
That'd be amazing.
It needs
And we
one.
have some
It
good
needs a place
stories
for us all to be able to do what we're doing here tonight, and
Yeah.
to have the fans chime in and everything. We need it.
There'd be some great stories.
A little bit of inside baseball, Gibson. That was our idea, and that's what spun into this podcast.
So that's the truth.
Yeah, the conversation that Jay and I were having was a companion podcast for a potential docuseries that you guys were putting together. And then we were like, well, why don't we just start something first? And then it came.
We said we need to establish the chemistry and
Blockbuster
everything.
Year. Yes, yeah.
So literally, this show only exists because we want to do your show. That's the truth.
That's great.
100%
That's
the
great.
truth. So if
I
you
love
talk to
it.
Burke
Even
and
more
Bayman and whatever.
Yeah. Let's figure it out.
It was
More so
talking
the-
to Adam F. Goldberg up at the thing where he had all of these crazy ideas, and then you know how that is when you're spitballing with somebody who really knows how to spitball. He's such a good writer.
Yes.
That we just kind of kept throwing ideas back and forth, and he was like, "That'd be great. That'd be great."
Do it.
Let's do it.
And-
Yeah,
That's great.
And truthfully, this podcast doesn't exist if I didn't meet Jay up at the Goonies weekend. Like, so much is situated around that 40th anniversary weekend that it's like magic.
None of us would know each other. None of us would know each other.
That weekend is like a canon event in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, everything that was supposed to happen. We were all supposed to be there. We were all supposed to meet. We were all supposed to hang out and find our other Goonies.
Yeah.
What was this?
Doctor Strange reference.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't get it. Yeah.
It makes me so happy that you guys made these amazing relationships and have stayed connected with me, because when you're at the end of a project, you're like lost in the sauce. And at that 40th, we were just like,
It was
so
a blur.
much stuff.
I could see your mind was
and it's just
sponged.
like, no matter how much you're invested in a project and love it, when you're at the tail end of it, you're like, why are we even doing this? Like, what is even happening? Well, I mean, we've wasted so much time. What is going on? And the fact that, I mean, now that we've seen cuts in the show, we're like, oh my God, yeah, of course. Like, this is what it was all. But just the fact that you guys, who were all like, we made all these people freaking wait to go into blah, 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 blah. But you guys made these amazing connections.
Yeah.
And it's made all these other creative entities start.
Correct.
It is so awesome.
Totally.
So, and
awesome.
it's not just us too. It's Adam the Woo and Justin Scard and all, and like everybody we were with. We're all still in contact today.
It is so great.
So wild.
It is so great. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Burke. Thanks Liz. Thanks Baven. Thanks everybody.
When I saw Adam and Justin were gonna be in Astoria, I was like messaging them because I've met them a couple times just from working at Disney and stuff. I mean, very loosely. They didn't know who I was, but I was messaging them like, "Come to the house. We'll put you in the show." Blah blah.
Oh.
Neither of them responded to me because they get so many messages.
I don't
but
think they knew that.
I saw them in the driveway, and
That's-
like one of our PAs was like, "Well, you
was
have to."
there.
And I'm like, it was right when we were getting ready to shoot the finale, and I'm
Yes.
just like, bring them up here, put them front row. Like,
Yes.
these guys need
Yep.
to be a part of it. So
We were standing with them when you did that.
Crazy.
So
and they're like,
It
we have
was
a whole
such a
group.
great
I'm like, I
weekend.
don't care. Bring the however
Yep.
many people there are, and blah blah
Yep.
blah. So
That
it
is
was
so
so great.
awesome.
it all worked out. It was all meant to be.
Yeah.
okay, official longest episode of A Blockbuster Year yet. Jay, where can people find you?
I am at Porsche Life 111. Painted ourselves into a corner with that one on Instagram. Maybe I'll change it to my name one day, but it's Porsche Life 111. Late Night Play Set is where we are now, and that's a show we do. So that's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, etc. If you listen to podcasts, there's an audio podcast I just did for the Peterson Auto Museum that came out yesterday. It's short, really nice, great conversation. The people over at the Peterson are wonderful, but that's up now.
Our stories.
Yeah, but there's a lot of car stories podcasts, so make sure you
Okay.
look for the one that's the Peterson.
Our stories at the Peterson Auto Museum.
Yeah, because there's a bigger podcast called Car Stories with Amelia Hartford and saying,
Okay.
whatever. So there's a whole
I didn't
whatever.
realize.
There's so many people, so many podcasts, and only so many names.
Right.
But it was cool, Brandon, because we talked about you and your dad as well, because you have 2 cars at
Yes.
the Peterson right now. So and they
Yes.
knew you as well.
Yes. Yeah, it was a great little episode. I thank you for the shout out, but it was nice to hear you guys talk about us in such a positive way on the podcast. It was very sweet. So thank you.
That was a fun one. I hope I get to do it again. It was really cool. They're really nice over there and so laid back, really chill. Cool. Nothing like this at all.
So,
Brandon, how do we follow you?
yes, so you can follow me on Letterboxd, Brandon Mindell, just my name. You can find me and all the projects, the movie cars, and the Goonies bikes that I just announced that I'm building right now on my Instagram, BC DeLorean, and follow A Blockbuster Year on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. This has been a very long episode.
Oh, I've got some comments here too.
You're welcome.
But I do want to thank Dustin, and I do want to thank Gibson for coming on the show. It was great to see you guys again and to talk to you about Joe Dante's Explorers.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you
I
for having
appreciate
me.
you guys having us on, man.
Did we do it?
I think that's it.
We did this.
This
thing.
has been a Blockbuster Year, and we haven't quite hit the 3-hour mark. Do you want to wait?
We're almost there.
All right, see you next week with Sean Clark and Reanimator.
Reanimator.
Yeah. All right.
Cat's dead. Details later.
That's another one. I wore out the tape. I loved that movie as a kid.
Oh, me too.
All right, we love everybody.
wait.
Please love one another. See you out
Thank you.
there.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.